Hello and welcome. We are finally getting back round to doing some building on the channel for a little while, which is good. There's tons still to sort out and move, but I'd actually like to get as much of this Charizard done as possible from this LEGO Pokemon build. And then we can carry on. So I think I am on bag number 60. So we are getting through it okay. Obviously, I'm in a slightly different position because I am still moving the aftermath of the 10-hour live stream last Saturday. So I want to make sure everything's neat and tidy before I start moving some more bits and pieces around. But of course, good afternoon, morning, evening to wherever you are around the world, to absolutely everybody that's already in the chat. Ultra, Shibo, Reese, hello to all of you. Hopefully you are all fit and well. Of course, if you are building anything this weekend, let me know what it is. If there is any news, LEGO news or anything like that, we can obviously jump up onto the LEGO website and see exactly what is going on. Now, there's a poll running as per normal. Current tactics for 2026. Are you going to backtrack stuff for the rest of this year? Is it just a minifigure focus? So you're going to be getting sets with got good minifigures or CMFs or anything like that? Are you going to be looking at the sales, or are you going to be favouring day one with a good giveaway for one or two of the sets that you want? Now, I know a lot of you are already thinking about Lord of the Rings. So I think a fair few of you might be thinking that Lord of the Rings set is a day one must for you lot. And not too sure for anything this year for myself if that is going to be the case. So fingers crossed it will be sales and backtracking for me. So hopefully everybody's good. We are not crawling around today. We are going to be doing some building. And if, and only if, we get most of the Charizard done, or pretty much all the Charizard done, the stuff that is on this table to my left-hand side will just be going back underneath the table behind me. I've sorted it all out. So basically it's just instructions and sets, and then they can be distributed over the next week or so into containers and that kind of thing. And then we might, at the end of this stream, spin the table around and actually get the live stream set up working properly. If not, there is another stream set up already for an 8 o'clock kickoff where it is all about length. We will be talking about length and size of different LEGO sets as we go. So I'll download the instructions as always, so you can see how to do that. And then I've got the LEGO website running in the background, and we'll just wait with all the other little bits and bobs. So we are doing in, I don't know why the cap locks are on, that's a bit vicious, instructions. And then you just type in the SKU number, which again, I still don't know what it should know this by now, shouldn't I? The amount of times I have actually done this. And of course, I've got the box facing the wrong way as well. So it's 72153. 72153, there it is. Now, I am hoping that it will just carry on where we were. That would be good. It will just carry on where we were, and then we can just crack on. And I have got the right bag out, which is bag number 60. So if I go down one tab, bag number 60 it is. I've got the LEGO website up and running in the background. So, of course, let me know what it is, and I can just share the screen with everybody what it is that you are currently doing and building. I've still got pieces that I am still picking up from the aftermath of that weekend, but everything that needs to be recycled has gone. All that big furniture is gone. All the other stuff has gone. So it is now just picking up little pieces and the trees and all that kind of thing. So, Reese said I looked up the price of the Batcave last night. Wish I didn't. Which one, the Shadow Box or the 66 Batcave? Because the 66 Batcave is also extremely busy. Shibo's been very busy. Don't worry, Shibo. We're always thinking about you. It's all good. All good. Yeah, so let us know what it is you're going to be doing and building. So he's been going all the way back up. So if you've ordered anything, doing anything, just rewrite it because I am scrolling back through. Yeah, so just let us know what's going on. So I've got bag 60 just here. Hopefully it's not going to be too laggy and all that kind of thing. Let me flip this round to the correct bit, because we have been having some problems. But if you've noticed, they updated YouTube again yesterday. So they've updated the chat with regards to it being a little bit clearer, and of course the poll. But now if you notice on your main homepage, everything looks different as well. So it's all completely changed with regards to view count and all that kind of nonsense. So I'm down here somewhere. So that's what you're going to be looking at, because I'm on a slightly higher table. So it's a little bit awkward to try and get my head in and to try and get these in. So, like I said, this is where I'm sat now is actually where the next architecture set's going to be. So, more than likely tomorrow we won't be building. It will be a lengthy one for moving bits and pieces. But to be honest, if I'm on bag 60, I don't think there's 70 bags. I think there's probably only 65, 66. So we'll get this finished today, no problems. There's absolutely no rush. And then, yeah, we can just plod on and go from there. But the Charizard bags aren't that big, as you can see with the bits that are coming off. But they are very, very eye-catchy. Charizard itself, compared to the ones that are over my shoulder, but of course they're behind me today rather than beside me, that's the main body that's been done so far. So yeah, it's not drastic, it's not too drastic, so it should be absolutely fine. So yeah, we can just wait and see what happens with all of that kind of thing. Everything seems to be working at the moment, so that's a good thing. Right, I've got the instructions up in the back, and I will just plod on with this. So the question still stands. Shibo, what have you been up to? Everybody else, what is it you are going to be building, doing? Of course, we can just take a look at the Bricklink Designer Program, bits and pieces. Start thinking as well, if you are bored and you are about for the Dirty Double later on, we are going to be talking about length. Sets, is it bigger, you know, all that kind of thing, bigger, better, and all that kind of nonsense. I've already got some good comparisons with, say, for example, the Lego City truck, whereas that looks impressive, but it's almost a bit of a pain in the ass to display because it's just a little bit too big. If there's any things that you can think of, let me know in that stream. And then, of course, I can just get them up onto the Lego website because I will be using the fancier software again later on. So that should be good. So yeah, a couple of hours on this, and then we'll kick things off again at 8 o'clock tonight, and then we'll just see what all that's going on about. Well, the problem is at the moment, Ultra Bricks, is that there's all these rumors coming out, but nothing's official on the Lego website. I saw the Tower Bridge. You know, the Tower Bridge they've already redone. Now I'm assuming the Tower Bridge is going to be a big thing, so that's fine. The New York skyline, I do believe, is just the Paris postcard in New York. So I've got that one because today we're going to do bigger is bigger better as a discussion. But then tomorrow I was thinking, depending on if the Easter sales have started, because if the Easter sales haven't started yet, then tomorrow I was going to do new versus old and do that kind of discussion because I've got New York in that little length. So because it's just going to be the same thing as a postcard, I had all of the architecture sets before the theme died, and now it seems to be that they're redoing it with this postcard style, and of course the other little bits and pieces. So yeah, there's some nice bits and pieces on there to think of and have a look at, but I don't think any of them yet have been. So we go to. Because I've seen that the annoying thing is because this is what it keeps doing as well. It keeps changing to hit the road, and then it jumps to that. So something at the moment is updating on the Lego website. It's been doing it for a couple of days, so I'm not too sure if we're in between uploads or they're waiting for different bits and pieces to come about. But for the architecture stuff. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be because I don't know if it's going to be like there's a Lego Ideas set somewhere, like a Canada thing. They could just make it as like the Japanese castle and all of those bits and pieces. If it was that sort of shape, then yeah, that'd be quite interesting. But I don't know. I've seen somebody say it was a postcard, but by Ultra Bricks' brick count, that postcard would be huge. Because the City Paris of Love, that's actually, is that quite a big thing? Yeah, it's 958. So there's potential for it if it's going to be the Tower Bridge is a big boy at 3,745, August 1st, apparently. Yeah, so Shibo was saying about I'll go back to the shadow box in a second. That was a very, very strange one. But yes, I'm tempted with the Tower Bridge and the massive one because I've made space for the so where I'm sat now is the massive one. That's what I've made space for. Howdy to Killian. How are we? But because I've already got New York in the smaller thing, there's no point doubling up. So for the New York one, unless it looks incredible, and that's going to be the new thing that they're doing. But yes, it is. So the new, is it Serengate? Is that how you pronounce it? Segregada? I don't know. We'll just call it Barcelona. That'd be a lot easier. So the big set from Barcelona is going to be the biggest, and that's what I've made space for. So where I am now, we've got 9 base plates with nothing on, if it will fit there. And if it's forward facing, 9 base plates, and we've got the roof height, we are absolutely laughing with that. The Natal Bridge and all that kind of thing. Well, it could go over with the other architecture type sets potentially. But it's sod's law, isn't it? I've just thought, oh yeah, I'd like to get my architecture sets back out again. I'd like to enjoy them and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, 2026, for the first time in years, it is the year of architectural sets. It's like, great. So I'm probably gonna have to chop and change some of the little bits and pieces, but we should be okay. And before I put some pieces together, yes, the shadow box. The Batcave shadow box. I don't know what people's beef with was this, to be honest. It looked awfully dark on the photos. You don't realize that in the photos, I don't think they show it off at all, that there's light vents at the top of the set on the doors. I don't think they show that off either. Oh, they do. There. You have got them on the back of the box. But it actually doesn't look like, no, actually, it still doesn't look like they are. They are vents to let the lighting through. And I do believe when it all first came out, people thought it was all going to be really very dark when it was closed. And it's not. Because I've got mine underneath the table set to the back, and I can still see the detail of it with no lighting on it. So, no, this set was amazing. But like Shibo said, it went to like times 3 points. And then it all then got fruity, then it all kicked off. So yeah, it's yeah, good, sexy fun. What is going on there? There you go. There. Why is it so dark? Yes, so the shadow box was times 3 points and in a sale. Colosseum was amazing as well. It's going to be the same thing with the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is just going to skyrocket, isn't it? So the Eiffel Tower is just going to skyrocket. Right, you guys can go. I'll just put a couple of pieces together. You guys and girls carry on chit-chatting away. I will catch up with you. And again, if there's anything you want to take a look at, let me know. We can have a look at that Colosseum. In fact, we will look at the Colosseum next with the Eiffel Tower, because I think the Eiffel Tower is going to go skyrocketing. But yeah, I am going to be extremely selective on my sets. I was anyway, but like I said, it's just annoying that seems to be the year of the architecture stuff. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But some of the bigger builds will be good, and just see the collection thing, sort of the display all come together. It'll be quite nice. But like the one that we were looking at yesterday, it doesn't really tickle me too much. It'd be nice to have if I saw it in store. The helicarrier would look nice. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I would like the new huge one. Yeah, so Killian sent me an image of the helicarrier with the motor, mind. There's space for a motor with it moving around with the engines. This is the older one. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, it came out yesterday, Shibo. Helicarrier came out yesterday. Let's catch Shibo up on all the news quickly, shall we? Let's catch Shibo up on the news. So yeah, the helicarrier, it looks impressive. Again, it's now my scale, because it's the architecture scale, obviously, which we now know what I'm doing with that. So this is it. Still potentially think this one might be a little bit better. If I got this one and they did other ones in this size, I wouldn't lose as much space, and it's nowhere near as much money. But it's a lot shorter somebody did a comparison of the two. I know the other one's 2 and a bit base plates, but the old one is 3.5. So yeah, the images have come out. No, you haven't missed it, Sheba. The images came out officially yesterday. But it's not available. It's available for pre-order, but it doesn't come out for months. But obviously, there's the discussion of characters, minifigures. I was starting to read up more about it yesterday, and apparently they've used the Avengers Quinjet. Sorry, they've used the Avengers movie-based thing with the Winter Soldier characters. That's what the designer had said, supposedly. Now, because it still says 64, and 64 is the one that Killian's got, which is the older one, which is from the Avengers film. So Killian has the one Stark upgrade, is what I'm going to call it, and this one seems to be pre-Stark upgrade with the little bits and bobs. But yeah, this one's just a lot smaller. It's just a little bit more compact. It's probably more sturdy, I would potentially think, because obviously all the building techniques and everything are different. They might not be using as big a part elements anymore, or something along those lines. There's got to be a reason for it, isn't there? So yeah, people are never happy though, are they? Because you get near enough the same brick count, and it's only a little bit more expensive than the older one, and now people are nitpicking that it's just smaller. So, well, you want pieces, so they're giving you the pieces. They haven't put the price up that much, but now you want the size. Well, if you're going to get big, as we know, you get bigger parts, it's going to cost more money. We're never happy. As is human nature, we are never, ever happy, are we? So I would like to see it in store, because I still think those images make it look a little bit bland. To me, obviously, when you see it in store, it'll be completely different. But to me, it doesn't look as streamlined as like the Enterprise, for example. I'm not saying it should be, but the Enterprise was deceivingly big. And seeing that in store after seeing it online, I was like, wow, okay, that is a big chunky thing. And of course, that's not minifigure scale either. So if I was going to do this aviation display over a long period of time, all if buts and maybes, there's opportunity now to do weird and wonderful things, because you could have the Concorde with the DC-3, with the Enterprise and the helicarrier, all round as like an aviation museum walkthrough for an architecture miniland. You could if you wanted to. The only problem is with that, I don't own a single set, so I'd have to buy every single one of them. And yeah, not with all the other stuff that is supposed to be coming out. I'm assuming the new big thing is going to be a right beast for a price. So we'll just have to wait and see. So there's your layers coming up on that one. Hang on, let's have a look. Sent you my U-wing build on IG. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. Right, I will whack it out. I use the LEGO website. So what have you? U-wing, the U-wing. Because again, this is the conversation that we're going to be having later on. Is bigger better with regards to how much space it takes up with the length, and also the minifigures that come with the set. So that's the stuff about later on. So this is if you just finished this Ultra, have you? Have you just done this one? Yeah, I think there's all different tactics, isn't there? Because I mean, that's one good thing about doing the display that I do. I don't get like the play scale stuff only because I can't make it work. But then I get the disadvantage of I really like the Speed Champions, and I can't make it work because I don't have the road space going around. So I basically, any car that comes out that I like the look of, it needs to be a photo opportunity because it's a one-to-one scale, like you would get at Universal or Disney or something like that, which would be in its correct range. So the Ninjago's boats So that's covered because obviously I got that with the movie and all that kind of thing. But now we're doing this huge walkthrough. I was tempted tomorrow to think about, do I start to connect all the path up on the base plates that's behind us? And what do I do? Do I put a track rather than having the track on the floor? Do I start a track here and then try and get it all the way around the display? But I think that might be a bit of a pain in the backside. Oh, stand. Yeah, I can do. It might be easy if you emailed them, Ultra, because the Instagram page isn't linked, but I can show it. I can show it off. I can show it off, which is, oh, yeah, I've got it on the stand. There you go. So what is that? Is that a Wicked Bricks stand? Yeah, so Killian's old helicarrier, because it can be motorized and all those bits and pieces move. It looks fantastic. Put up the older Ewing. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Let's whack that back up. So it was the one beside it, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Rebel U-Wing Fighter. This one? That's the box. So 75155 is that one. Yeah, the stand on that does look really nice. So what's the? I wonder if this one's slightly bigger, because what's the years between the two? They're both on the website. Yeah, that is one thing about the stands. They do work really, really well with the Star Wars stuff, and I think they look great in the T6, the Ghost, and all that kind of thing. I think they would work really very nicely on that. Because was it pricey? Because obviously the bigger stands are huge, and they are very expensive. But obviously you can get them for anything, can't you? Like all the Home Alone stuff and all that kind of thing. There's a lot of stands that you can get. That's not a bad idea, Killian, to be honest, because if you could 3D print a stand for the helicarrier, because that they all the companies now do them, don't they? I'm quite surprised actually that Lego don't do stands, because from what I've heard, what I spoke to at some of the Legoland parks around the world, I was asking them about the Falcon, and I said, "Where do you get the stands from? Like, the big stands up with the Falcon on where it's side on? It's like, is it just sent to you internally?" Like, no, we buy them. So the Lego Group themselves for the store don't buy the stands that you see the big sets on. So I'm assuming that's why Wicked Bricks and all the others are doing what they're doing, because they've got the green light from the Lego Group. So, because if you think about it, the stands for new sets that come out don't take long, and they're there. So I'm assuming that they must have the insider knowledge that some of these new sets are coming. 12 quid. Nah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But Killian has the power and the cojones to make up some stands, which I think that would look great. But what would you put on a stand first, Killian? Would you try like an Ninjago Dragon, or would you go for something Star Wars related? Because there's obviously so many different things that you could potentially do, isn't there? Yeah, see, it's not huge. Not a huge amount, really. There we go. So even with all the oranges, they're still adding in lots. I know it's an awkward because what I've done, I put the light on my right, and it's normally on the left, so it's just a little bit dark, which is, it is what it is. So it's just draining the light ever so slightly, but you can see the guts of it coming through. You can see it all coming through. Right. So with regards to the poll, tactics at the moment, day one giveaway. So everybody that's voted for a day one giveaway, and everybody that's liked the video so far, guys, as well, thank you. Because we've had a few problems with the live streams recently, haven't we, with the timer and stuff. But that's what I was getting around to at the start of the stream. Now the chat is like bigger my end and much clearer. They've moved the poll down to the bottom, which is really helpful for everybody because it's not in the way. And then I don't miss the chat either because it's at the bottom underneath the stuff that's coming through. Sounds like it's raining or hailing now as well, which is great. But because yesterday they updated everything on the homepage with how you see everything, if that's their last update, then hopefully it'll be work. And I've got this massive light to my right, Killian, but I'm not sat in my normal place. It needs to be behind the laptop, really. That's all it is. But I can't really be bothered to. I don't really think if I move it, it's going to make too much of a. It's going to make too much of a difference. It's only you don't really need to see my face, do you? Let's be quite honest about everything. What am I stuck on? Yeah, the cable. What am I stuck on? The cable. Yeah, because if I did that, I don't even know that's made a difference. There's a light right beside it now. Maybe that might be a bit better. I don't know if you can see that a little bit. Oh, you can. There you go. That's worked much better. It's now probably too bright. There you go. You can see it. Look at that. Ingenious. I mean, the light's like that big. It's a huge stage light. I've got two of them. But there you go. I'll bring my face close. I just want to turn it up too much because I will go blind. So I'm trying not to look at it. I need a pair of sunglasses on. Well, I leave that for, as we discussed yesterday, I leave that for sort of special occasions and Sunday nights. So I can't use all the good stuff all the time. We've got to bring out certain things at certain times to keep everybody guessing. But when the actual setup is in, because don't forget that was the plan last weekend, was to get the live streaming setup finished, and somehow we ended up spending 10 hours crawling around on a floor to make a bit of space for the cheese, which you now are not going to see probably for about 6 months because it's there, but we're not going to get back round to, because I haven't got time to start sorting those walls out. I've got to wait for them to dry off, so there's nothing I can actually do with them. But hopefully that lighting's a little bit clearer on that bit. We got two. So right, I'm going to ask a big question now, and you can only, and this is for Reese as well as everybody else. You can. What is everybody's next set? Not what you would like. What set are you going to pull the trigger on? Are you waiting for Lord of the Rings? Are you saving up? What is everybody's tactic for their next Lego set? Simple, easy question. What is everybody's tactic for their next set? Because there's so many sets coming out, and you're going to have and I'm only asking that now because the Easter sales are going to start, and some of you will crumble. So if you are going to crumble, because you will, I'm waiting for a few messages to appear Monday, Tuesday, saying, "Oh, I've got a load of Easter builds coming," and of course you've got the Easter bank holiday as well. Are you going to stand strong, or have you made a list of stuff? It doesn't matter if it's something small, something big, something that you have wanted for a while, or you know that is coming out. Because I think we've got to be clever about these things. And if you're wondering what the noise is, that is A lot of hail, by the sounds of it, or heavy rain and a lot of wind. See, I'm really confused with that May the 4th promo Ultra, because I would have thought, well, I say confused. Let me rephrase that. I'm really confused that there's a Star Wars exclusive giveaway running now, and then making you spend all that money on all the Star Wars stuff, because they know full well that surely people are just going to wait. So I'm guessing it's to make the Star Wars people spend double amount of money. And that's beautiful for me, because there's absolutely nothing that I care about for that at all. There you go. There's the side up on that one. I'm waiting for Mr. Earth first day purchase, depending on giveaway. Yeah, see, that's what this poll's all about as well. Because I'm assuming a lot of you for the day one giveaway, they are talking about Lord of the Rings, is what I'm assuming. Because Shibo says, I'm waiting for the Girth first day purchase, depending on the giveaway. Also, Arkham, if retiring is on the radar. So you could potentially get Arkham on double points later on in the year. I don't know if it's going to go in a sale anywhere in America, so you might be okay. Ultrabrick says, I'm waiting for Lord of the Rings, but May the 4th promo might sway me away. Need to see what the story is. So, yeah, you've all got tactics, but yeah, luckily for me, it's not Star Wars related for me, so I don't worry too much for that kind of thing. Because of course I'm assuming that what they're going to do on around May is they're going to release the Jurassic Park as well. So you're going to have an option. So they're not just going to do Star Wars in May, because we've already had the announcements for it. So I'm still a bit confused with how all of that is coming about and coming together, because you would have thought that they would have been online by now, but then the helicarrier is so far away. I'm really confused why it is so far away. John's plan, buy absolutely nothing. That is easy, John. Absolutely. Until Christmas, I think. Until the Winter Village display. And then John might be like, actually, I want to add. When the Christmas tree comes out, John, and you start singing away with your Christmas decorations, you might be like, actually, I like that new Winter Village thing. Or the upscale. They might do another upscale Santa version. Then you'd be in trouble. But don't forget, John is on a bit of a rest, because he's just finished building the blue space, which Reese has just built a upscaled minifigure as well. So all of you seem to be on the upscale minifigure buzz at the moment, which is nice. Yeah, so because there's the Vader one coming, isn't there? Supposedly, could not give a monkeys about that whatsoever. And then we'll see what happens in the future. But there's going to be sales, possibly. Sales aren't going to be as strong this Easter for obvious reasons, but there's going to be sales. So you've got to take advantage of them when you can. So just be interesting who does what. I did see, like I said, I was going to do a sale thing later on, but I've decided just to do something silly with comparing larger versus smaller sets. So we'll do a Sunday night sale thing, because I'm waiting for the others. Asda George has got a scary amount of money knocked off the One Piece, but the One Piece restaurant. That's like £186 that's gone down to, from 270. So yeah, that's it. It's pouring down here. If it gets too noisy, let me know and I'll mute the mic, because it will get louder and louder. It won't start dripping, so it'll be all right. We'll stay dry. We'll be good. So they've got the Easter egg of the flame on the inside of this as well. So they've all got their own sort of element on the inside. So there's the little flame, and then that bit just covers it up. There you go. So what is everybody's thoughts actually on their new? It's not a motto. Their new stage in design, isn't it? Did anybody catch that yesterday? I don't know if anybody caught that with the helicarrier. So I said it briefly, that they are now going to be moving forward, approaching designs for these kind of things where it has a full rebrickable ability, so it can just be rebuilt into different bits and pieces. And in that new helicarrier, if you had something that was like this, where it's only a slidey slope going one way, they would hide it so you had a matching pair. So if you took it apart in 10 years' time, you could do those bits and pieces. And I thought that was, I didn't quite know what to make of that, to be honest. I didn't realize that would have been a selling point, but to some people, oh, well, actually, it is, isn't it, to some people, because people go nuts for buying sets specifically for part usage. So maybe they've seen the analytics from Bricklink, they know what people are doing, and they're going to make sure to make their sets more appealing, I guess. I just thought that was a fancy way of doing stuff. I mean, for Killian, you'd be living the dream with having to mock bits and do bits, but for myself, I wouldn't take the pieces apart, so all that design's wasted on me. But there you go, flame covered, belly done, nice and simple, nice and quick. Just done the 8080. What do you do, John? Put it in one big bin liner, or did you actually physically take it apart? Yeah, it's a cool concept. I just thought that's a lot of effort to be putting in. But yeah, that designer was like, because it was the bit on the back of the helicarrier. That's the bit that I caught. Let me have a look. I'll show you what I'm going on about. If the piece is actually pictured. So it's to do with a certain shape on the back underneath, which I bet you they haven't got a good photo of. No, you need a photo going under. Have you got that photo? I'll show you. So he pointed to apparently there's a part underneath here that goes specifically one way, and then he took this bit off and they hid the matching part so you can have a left and right. There you go. Something saucy. Reverse build and bagged and boxed up. There you go, John. Well done. I don't get any emails from Bricklink. They do quite a few different live streams. They did one yesterday as well. I think it was yesterday or the day before for like a seminar on the part usage for Series 11. So they're always doing stuff on there. I should really sign up to their emails, to be honest, because the amount of stuff I cover for Bricklink, but I don't. I'm too busy making a mess in here to try and keep up with everything else. You can see how those layers have suddenly come about. Now we're doing the same on the other. Now we're doing the same on the other side. Yeah, so say goodbye to the 8080. She was asked the question, did anybody get an email from Bricklink about YouTube live stream on April the 3rd? No, is the answer to that, Shibo, from me. I'm assuming other people would have. Everybody that's liked the video so far, guys, again, thank you. And everybody that's taken part in the poll, 38% backtrack, 12% of you after a sale. Nobody cares about the minifigure focus for the current taxes of 2026, which is always a good way to be. And then day one with giveaway. I think it's going to be you lot are going for Lord of the Rings. I think because you all know it's coming. I think that's going to be everybody's problem. And I can just... I wonder how busy the store will be on that day, because there's going to be a huge amount of massive sets in the space of, what, 6 weeks? because you've got the architecture set rumored, of course, for a certain time point around the time that the Lord of the Rings set's supposed to be coming out. No, I think what they're trying to get at, it's for playability moving forward, John. I think that's how they worded it. So you take the set apart, you can mock it. You've then got the parts that you need rather than. So for people that mock and for people that love doing that kind of stuff, yeah, fair enough. For me, I never take the sets apart, so I've never really noticed about lefts and rights missing in sets, but I'm sure certain people will be absolutely thrilled that that is the case, and potentially it could well, it's going to make the building process a little bit different, isn't it? Because if they're going to be doing that kind of thing, and you're like with this, for example, where they're layering all the pieces, you're going to have like random parts that you're layering up. You're like, well, why have they used that for? You'll probably then start to go, oh yeah, it's for this. Whereas this is very layered heavy, because I'm on my third layer. You can see how fat the stomach is and how much it overhangs. So they've got no choice. So you've got the bits that you could potentially hide in this, I guess, because you can see where that layers up. You've got how fat that is, but on the back, that's how much it's sticking out. So, yeah, odd. Ultra says, would like to get the new X-Wing, but it seems it's a... Oh, Smith exclusive, so no sale. Might mean to get it up from the Legos that can be... Oh, yeah, this is the other thing, isn't it? So, all you Star Wars fans, which, there is so much I feel very, very sorry for. You've got the current giveaway. So the current giveaway isn't going to be for May the 4th. So if it was double points, you could get this. I love that. This is what it did to me last night. It's just embarrassing, isn't it? I was like, where is it? How do I do it? It's offers and sales. And then you've got to scroll down there. And then you find it that way. So it's come back. It was the set that they did last year. They value it at $25.99. Honestly, this was at the trade shows for like 50, 60 quid. So you would be fuming if you spent that amount of money. If you spent double the amount of money on this for that. But you've got to spend £145. But it's from the 27th to the 5th. So something like the X-Wing for Shibo or other little bits and pieces like that, then but I think that's a cheeky little tactic that they've done, because you've got this running into the 5th, and then you've got the Mando sets that are coming out at the end of next month, and then you've got more. So it's basically going to be all about Star Wars until May. So a lot of us can sit back and not have to worry about penny, which is fantastic. I don't mind that whatsoever, but because the Mando film's not coming out for a while, but this is the first time they've done this, isn't it, with regards to staggering Star Wars over multiple months? Because there's a lot of stuff to appear from Star Wars. So I think we're just gonna get a lot of Star Wars announcements, which means my top of the range knowledge for weird and wonderful characters, I could share with you potentially one name, maybe two, and that'll be that would be about it. So it's not going to go too well. Coming through. Yeah, that's it. Not a Star Wars fan, says she, but yeah, we don't have to worry. The only thing that I would like is, I do like the bigger sets, obviously, but the smaller play scale sets, it doesn't bother me at all. The only reason why I like the bigger ones is from the Legoland walkthrough. That's what got me. If I never ever went into the Legoland walkthrough and I never saw it in person before they took it away, I would never have bought a set. Even with everything that I've seen, then it's like since then, I still wouldn't have bought a single Star Wars set. But all the big sets that they're now doing was the key sets in the walkthroughs. They had a big walkthrough. I don't know if John's ever been to Legoland Park in the States, but they had a huge outdoor Star Wars walkthrough, original trilogy stuff. I mean, it had like the world's biggest Death Star, and it was amazing. Like, it was incredible. They had it in Florida, they had it in California. I saw it in Florida, never got to see it in California. When I went round the theme park in Malaysia, it was like traveling back in time. I was like, how? So like, I went into one of these rooms and they had redone it, and I was looking at the ceiling, and it's on. There's a video when I went there, and I'm panning around looking at the ceiling, and I'm like, there's all the wires. I'm like, that's where you would have the X-Wings. And I went around, oh, well, that'll be where the TIE fighters. When I started to put all of it together, spoke to a member of the staff and said, is this the old Star Wars walkthrough? And they're like, yeah. So these, because they still had the cut-ins in the wall with the plexiglass, but no models behind them. I was like, well, that's where all the big ones were. And they said, oh, yeah, we've got them in the shop at the moment. Obviously, they had to take them all out, and they had to lose this incredible. I mean, it was. I mean, as much as we joke about designs of stuff, this thing was just the animatronics, the lighting, the music, everything was top tier. And then Disney came out with the Falcon ride and said everywhere else has to close. You've got to come here. Everybody's like, well, how's this affecting from Windsor, for example? But yeah, going around the one in Malaysia, and they had all these little bits and pieces. Then when they went back in, they let me into another room, and inside that room was still the Star Wars walkthrough, and they had like models which have been 4-5 times as tall as the Avengers Tower. Like, it was all of that kind of stuff. So that's what got me for the Star Wars things. That's why I like the bigger sets, because it reminds me of the specific scenes that they had done walking around. Start off with the Clone Wars, then you had a huge Cantina bit, you had a huge Hoth bit, you had a huge Ewok bit. If you've not seen the video, it is in the Legoland playlist as like a throwback. There's a big walk through Malaysia, and there's a big one from Windsor. So if you wanted to see it, and this is obviously years ago before Disney took over. So this is how much they've had to change. So that's why I think Harry Potter license for Lego now might do the same thing. So you might be lucky and have this huge Harry Potter sort of interactive experience coming, especially as HBO, I do believe, have come out and said yesterday that they're filming everything back to back, but it's not all been uploaded that close together. So you might just get one series a year by the sounds of it for like the next 5 years, I think. So obviously you Harry Potter fans will have to let me know. I do try and keep up with anything that's relating to the Lego-y kind of news, and obviously I'll try and keep up with. But I'm sure with the theme park stuff, and that obviously the new land opening up in Germany, and I'd like to think there'll be one opening up in Windsor as well. It'll be quite exciting to go down and see all of that kind of stuff, because their Miniland walkthrough stuff is just, it is insane. It is insane, the stuff that they do, and you can spend so much time trying. You know, it's like the big shops when you go to some of their massive flagship shops, and they've got just 2, 3, 400,000 pieces for builds. You just think, nah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Very impressive, but it's just nuts. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So I am only left with one piece. So I think I've done that okay, which is nice. That is good. Yeah, I've read that as well, John. Yeah, that's that's the one thing I keep my ear to the ground with theme park stuff. So yeah, they've done a blueprint, haven't they? They've got rid of the guy from Disney though. So Disney and Aston Martin, I know it sounds nothing alike, had a very, very similar and bad business thing. And Jag themselves have done the same thing what Disney's done. They've kind of booted all of that away now, and they've got new management in to do different bits and pieces, and they're taking it as a different vision. So that's one of the first things apparently that they did. So yeah, the Disney parks are going to go back just to the original bits, and I'm quite surprised that they haven't thought of either Clone Wars or maybe a Mando thing or something like that, because obviously how popular Mandalorian is. I think the original Mandalorian from the actual Disney show, I think that'll be engraved with a lot of people. Just that first series, because if you think of what's come about of it now, you've got filmed, you've got loads of sets. It's kind of had that same impact. Might not have sat as well with people, but it's potential for a money spinner, and that's obviously what they're doing. That's what they're doing at the moment. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing at the moment. So I'm about to start bag 61. So at the current pace, with 5 bags to go, we'll get this finished in 14 days. It took me 50 minutes to build like 10 pieces. Fantastic. Nothing like slow and steady. Nothing like slow and steady. I could be horrible and just do a couple of bags a day and finish it tomorrow, depending on what time we get to. But yeah, you got so in Abu Dhabi, they've got the world's largest indoor theme park, which has the DC license, and apparently they're adding on a indoor interactive Harry Potter land as well. So it seems to be now that Harry Potter is also expanding. So I don't know what that is with their license, because Universal obviously had it to start with, and now it seems to be that whatever the licensing is within the theme parks, you can go to Universal, Legoland, or this massive indoor thing. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Oh yeah, well, the problem is with that, and this is the only thing that I would actually defend the Lego Group on with regards to money, is the licensing fee for Star Wars just keeps going up every year. So every single time it's just astronomical. It's like 25% or 30%. So it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and it's just got to the point of where it's going to affect the builds and all that kind of stuff. They're going to give you less pieces, they're going to give you less everything, because it's just a joke. But I don't know who else could afford the license. That's the crazy thing. That is madness. If you look at the cost of that IP, especially when they had the walkthrough attractions and they did loads of stuff with the actual Star Wars company, but it's Disney. And that's the thing. Disney have just gone, yeah. I think if I read this right, Disney has the highest, or Star Wars, sorry, is the highest licensing fee product, whatever it is, and it is madness compared to everything else. Madness. So yeah, it's scary. No, is it? No, John's right. They're not. Hasbro's got the same problem. They've got all the bits and pieces. So like, they've got a massive. There's a big problem within Star Wars stuff at the moment, because it's a hybrid of. We'll say it's a hybrid of 3 things: price, politics, obviously, and then you've got just the quantity of things that they're making and the quality of the stuff as well. And it's nuts. But their licensing fee is just so bad. Like, even with toys, where, say, for example, you got like 3 or 4 spare heads and loads of accessories and loads of hands and all that kind of stuff, all of that's basically been taken away, but they're still adding on £3 a year, £5 a year. Like, it just keeps going up and up and up. Because you've got the production costs of one thing, but the licensing fee is mad. I think it already has, John. I think it has. I think was it last year when they did the minifigure pack and was it the turbo tank? I think all of that, everybody's like, well, what was there? They're still on the shelves over here. And obviously we're okay, because they will eventually go into a sale. But that was the first time they went, oh yeah, it's not selling as much. But with regards to the sets that are, so Star Wars related, with regards to the sets that are supposed to be coming out, say with the Sandcrawler for Mando and all of that kind of stuff, they might get it right again this year. If they do what they've done with Marvel, and they've made the set slightly smaller, better price point, people are happy with the characters and all that kind of stuff, then happy days. But yeah, something wasn't quite right. It was the whole wave people weren't happy with, were they, with Star Wars? I can't remember what wave that was. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But I think they might be lucky with the Mando film coming, and they might be able to correct a wrong quite quickly. But they are literally just having to recycle. And again, we were saying this last night, John. Like, we're trying to do a Marvel DC like comparison, and we were saying that this now Lego are very lucky because they're going to be able to recycle the new Avengers film for the next 10 years. Well, because they've got 2 films coming out back to back, haven't they? So they'll just recycle those for the next 10 years. The new Harry Potter stuff, they'll recycle that for another decade, because that was just starting to get a little bit problematic because they just hadn't had any new stuff. And we're saying that is the problem with DC, because DC releases their stuff so slowly. The Lego Group just have to keep releasing a Batman set and just keep making it up. And it was getting to the point of it was very, very similar with Star Wars. Granted, they could recycle the films. So like every 3 years, you got like a Hoth 8080 or something. So they could spread it out a little bit. But again, the problem they had was that licensing fee kept going up. So when people were going, oh, well, this was 3 years ago, you got X amount for X amount. It's like, yeah, that's the problem with the IP. It's a lot more expensive. So let's see what the future holds for that kind of stuff. It'd be interesting moving forward. Good afternoon, Deshaun. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be like it was for Mandalorian Series 1 on Disney, which everybody loved and just carried on talking about, and you couldn't get away from it, could you? Or it's going to be like the Boba Fett, where everybody was like, what's this? I built a belly. And we're going to be talking about length later on, Sean. That's basically all you've missed. Nothing exciting. I've just missed Ultras. Yeah, so Ultrabrick says, I'm a Star Wars fan, but the Lego Star Wars have been getting progressively weaker, sadly, much like the films. Well, this is the thing. They run parallel, don't they? That's the problem that the Lego IPs are fantastic when there's films coming out. But if you go way back when to where Lego were nearly bankrupt, because don't forget they nearly were, because poke hello to you. Lego nearly went under. They sold all their theme parks, and the IPs that they had, which was Potter and Star Wars, there was no films being released at the time, so they just didn't have anything new. Now they can recycle all of that kind of thing, but it seems to be that the Star Wars films are so far apart, but they're not doing stuff from TV shows. If you think about it, really, they haven't gone really deep into it. I mean, they did with Mando, and they did maybe 3 sets from Boba, but they could kind of pull that from the characters from the film. Whereas the Marvel stuff, they're just not doing that kind of stuff. So they need some films, and they need like another trilogy for Star Wars, don't they? That's what they need. They need a film every 3 years, and then they'll be living the dream. That's what they need, some content to go against. And yes, I am Ultra. I'm only flying through. That's the problem. I'm only flying through. So we'll have to wait and see. So I'm supposed to end up in the Philippines, but my flight is going via Doha. So my return's on. I'm supposed to be going on the 15th, and I was supposed to be going from Gatwick, and that's already been cancelled. And I can't get in contact with anybody until 5 days before, which is great. So I will find out 5 days before if I'm going from Heathrow, and I'll have to go Heathrow, Doha, Manila, somewhere else. So it'll be about it's going to be about 30 hours just to get to where I need to go. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's it. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I don't know who the actor is for Mandalorian now. I don't know. Because it was highly. I know the first TV show was highly rated, but I don't know if they've left it too late for a movie, or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see with Mandalorian, because obviously it was a selling juggernaut with the child and all that kind of thing from the first one. And then they made a load of other stuff where obviously it cooled off a little bit. And if I want to say, it was around the writer's strike and all that kind of thing as well. So everything was all a little bit slower. But everybody's had a problem, haven't they? Star Wars have a problem. Marvel's had a problem. DC's had a problem. Like they haven't, for whatever reason, got into a just nice, fluent, steady film schedule. Not 10 a year, one every few years, one every 2 years, one every 3 years, whatever it used to be, which everybody used to look forward to, coming out. And that hasn't, because even James Bond, if you think about it, how long have they been trying to replace the James Bond actor? They've been trying to cast somebody. That's got to be what, 4 or 5 years they've been talking about that now. You just think, yeah, no, really that long, 3, 4 years. Because the last film they did with Daniel Craig was one of the big 3 that saved the cinemas in COVID, wasn't it? Because Bond came out. What else came out around COVID time? Was it one of the Top Gun films? And there was something else that all came out just after COVID at the cinema, and everybody went to see them. And they said that that was basically like the saving grace of the cinemas then. So we haven't had a massive one. But I would guess the streaming shows would make it awkward, because you've got so many now, haven't you? You've got Amazon, you've got Netflix, you've got Disney. They're all fighting for actors, all fighting for content, all fighting for everything. And at the end of the day, it's going to affect everything that's going on, I would assume. But at the same time, I might not know what the hell I'm talking about. So it's just, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Yeah, that's a massive internal problem for Disney, John. That is a huge problem. And but the guy, they've got rid of them, haven't they? They got rid of some CEO or something. I think that's just recently happened in the last week or 2. Let's have a look. Yeah. As of March 18th, so 10 days ago, they got a new chief executive of the Walt Disney Company. So, yeah. So this is what. So they got rid of somebody. I don't know who the person was. So it was with the company he's been with Disney for 28 years. So the company on theme parks and streaming services. His appointment comes after a period of uncertainty for the company, as he's expected to lead Disney into a new era. So I don't know if you know that, John, but I knew it happened recently, but it was 10 days ago. So 10 days ago that happened. So that'd be very interesting to see what's going to be moving forward, because they're going to obviously have to be panic stations and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is it. If there's this is the thing. If there's games, or if there's films, especially IP stuff, isn't it? So if there's games, films, cartoons, TV shows, whatever it is, they can make stuff of it. But they haven't had much to go by, have they? Because I think at the moment I still think the Star Trek is probably one of the better IP sets that they've done in a long time with Lord of the Rings. But the current stuff that everybody likes, well, you lot like anyway, from a content perspective, there hasn't been that much. They're lucky with Lord of the Rings; they've hit everybody with their nostalgia. Whereas with me, I'm like, what is this? There's no nostalgia for me. I haven't got a clue what's going on. All right, what we got on here? All right, let's read this backwards. So, says, I guess September for the anniversary. Oh, brilliant. Well, that's their own problem, John, isn't it? They'll figure it out or crumble. So it's going to be one or the other. And yes, I have seen that Ultra. So has anybody else heard the rumors? Because apparently there's a new headpiece, isn't there, for Spock? So they are going to be doing what sounds to be quite a large diorama. Now, I'm assuming it's going to be a minifigure scale diorama, because unless they're going to go for a big micro scale diorama with the minifigures in front of it. Because if they do the minifigure diorama, I'm confused to how that would work in everybody else's display. Whereas a big micro scale diorama with all the figures in front of it, it's going to be a shelf display, isn't it? So I wonder what they're going to do with that, because I have seen it's a new ear. Yeah, it's a head ear Spock bit. I would guess September for the anniversary. Well, do you reckon it'll be announced in September and come out for Black Friday? Or are we saying, because are we thinking that Black Friday is going to be a completely different theme that comes out? And of course, guys, if you're building anything in the background, let us know what it is you're doing, and I can get it up onto the site, and then we can see what it's all about, what it is you are doing. I don't know, Sean. I don't actually know what you're building at the moment, so you're gonna have to. So I know you were doing one of the themes, which I thought you were going to go all in on, but I think you might have. You might be all right with that. Oh, it's a hip. I was wondering what the hell is this? It's the hip, right? Oh, he's only a shorty. Yeah, that's it. He hasn't got massive length, old Charizard. He's just got a fat round belly. Ah, so do we reckon then it's going to be like a it'll have like the lights and stuff, a bit like the Lego Friends, so it'd almost be like a TV prop. Big Godzilla set for Friday. Well, that's the Lego Ideas set, isn't it? So we knew that was coming, because like the Power Rangers and all that sort of stuff's due some point this year, I think. Because that all got shown. That's all been that's all been selected by the Lego Group already. So it'd be interesting, because if it's going to be if we're thinking it's going to be like a Lego Friends diorama, that's just straight on the shelf. If it's going to be a big scaled micro scale type thing, because obviously they can be quite big and they have all the minifigures in front of it, that would also look quite nice, because the ship isn't minifigure scale, and that looks nice on a stand. I wonder, because if they do a TV production, that I could still kind of make that work, I think. Because the Enterprise is still on the list, but this list is turning into a bit of a dream at the moment. Bit of a dream. There's other things I'm prioritizing at the moment, so we will see what happens. Because if the new architecture set, when it comes out, the big one, if that one's no good to me, or it just, whatever, it doesn't look very good. I think it's going to look great. But if it doesn't look good, I'll get the Enterprise instead. So, but yeah, my tactic is probably next set will be the huge one, and then it'll be a set at Christmas. So potentially only 2 more sets for me this year. Potentially. But we will see. So I'll be happy with that. Unless the LEGO group would like to send me multiple sets down, so I can sit here for, what did we say, 12 hour, 16, 24, 48 in a 72-hour live stream. We could try and accomplish those things, I'm sure. Can't believe you guys got so carried away with that yesterday. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they make it like a stage prop diorama type thing, because I wonder if they'd have like the, instead of the stage lights, maybe the screen that they look out for space, and you can slide that into the front, because you're going to imagine it's going to have to be a full wraparound, aren't you? So, but yeah, Ultraset could go 1 minute. It could. That's the thing, because if it was a micro, not a mini, it would scale with all the other stuff, and I'd have the Enterprise over the top of it. But we'll see. We will see. There's all these plans. Nothing's going to be rushed. It's always nice. It's always nice to think. Always nice to think. $120-hour live stream. Oh yeah, that's true. The clocks do change, don't we? So we get an hour less sleep. I'm tired enough as it is. So yeah, the time difference will change again. So we'll be the same difference apart to the Americans again, won't we? I think, because they caught us up. So we're going to bugger. Are we buggering off again, or are we getting closer? I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah, if the big architecture set's no good, then because I do really like the NASA set. I do really like that NASA set, but I still think because that's the thing. Out of the two, if it all right, that's what I'm going to speak to you guys about it now. Out of the two, which should be next, the NASA set or the Enterprise? Because they're both the same. They're technically both the same scale, so they can both be displayed in a mini-land scenario. The NASA is literally a mini-land set at Legoland, and the Enterprise will be dangling from a ceiling. So I wonder. Yeah, that's true, John. That's true. Yeah, it'd be easy to display if it was a half circle as well. Yeah, the Enterprise, because I would have that up there somewhere, and it'll go with it. It's all going to be part of this mini land thing that I'm doing. So, and obviously, what I would do is I would have the cool thing is I can use the minifigures as a meet and greet, like a photo op. Just think of it completely as a theme park and how it would all be. I could make all of that work. Look at that. We've got a little bit of ankle pivot with his little toes. So he's much, much smaller. Feet move well, though. They did say that this one was the most posable. You can see why, because they put the ball joint on the back of it. Right, I guess I've also got to do the same thing. DJI, hello to you. How is DJI today? Yeah, John, that's the one. I think that's it. Yeah, it's the one. It's the big one, isn't it? Yeah. So they're there or thereabouts the same brick count. So it's the one that John is talking about at the moment is the one that's top left. That one. So it's this versus the Enterprise. The only good thing that this has going for it is obviously the price. There's a big price difference between the two. But I am almost 100% sure this is the one that they have at the Legoland parks. So this makes sense. And obviously it's got height and size and everything going for it. And because everybody says it's going to be such a painful build, they want me to get it. Because apparently somebody said, I can't remember who had a look in the instruction booklet, but somebody said that the internals of this is outrageous. So they want me to suffer, which I thought was nice. Well, that's very kind of everybody. Thanks very much. Yeah, so it's literally one or the other. It's like so out of those two, which would be the next one? Yeah, I know. The rocket never flies. Yeah, I know. Oh, DJI has just joined the conversation at the same time. So what have you heard, DJI? Because I think everybody's hearing the same sort of stuff. Well, don't forget, I've seen the Enterprise in person, and it is unbelievable. Like stupid compared to how it looks on the Lego website, and the dish on it is huge. So yeah, it's an incredible looking thing, and to this day, I still am a bit miffed with myself. I went up to the Lego store. I say this every single time. So if I get it, I won't have to say the story. So I went up to the Lego store. Oh, got my eye on that. To get the Christmas tree, and they had it built with the giveaway. Obviously the giveaway sold out, didn't it? It was like a week later. I went up there and was umming and ahhing about it. And I thought, right, okay. I rang them and said, "Have you got it in?" They said, "No, we sold out." Like, oh, never mind. But yeah, but also the Enterprise. There is a theme park. Well, there used to be a massive theme park for the Enterprise, Star Trek in general. So I could do a Star Trek land for a theme park, and it's exactly what it will be. I saw a minifigure of the fur coat. Don't know what character, but it was something for Star Trek. Ooh. Well, we'll have to wait and see. It's the original. That's the original Star Trek, isn't it? That I do believe. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, it'd be interesting if people are just seeing the same thing. It's just snippets. I don't know where the images have come from for that minifigure. I don't know how they've got a picture of the headpiece, unless they just made it up, obviously. Because people can do these renders very, very quickly now, can't they? So, but I am on bag 62 at the moment. But no, the Enterprise, I think it's one of those where it's a Rivendell for Star Trek. We said this before. That's what it is. It's one of those sets that they went all out to kickstart a theme. But I was trying to think fur coat. I was like, who would have a fur coat? I'm trying to think, is there one that has a fur coat collar or not? Ultra's saying it's a Mando figure. Hmm. Because I'm just looking at it. Yeah. This is the other. Because now this can actually work. But this is mega big. Yeah, I have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, but I do like the look of it. Because there it looks really small. And also it looks like it's not circular. It doesn't look like it's a dish. It doesn't look deep. It looks like it's just a flat frying pan. The only image that kind of gives away that it is actually deep is that one. And that still doesn't do it justice to when it is actually in person. Because it's, yeah, in person, that shape. I don't know how they've done it, but they have actually nailed the shape in person. Some of the stuff you look in person and go, that looks like an absolute bag of bolts. But that thing, you think, all right, they've done a really good job on that. Yeah, it will be, but not for a long time because it's going to be like a Mario in a year or so at John Lewis. It'll be much, much cheaper. So yeah, it can wait, that one. That's just something that'd be nice to have. That's not a because if it never makes the display, you know, it's not really it's not a priority. There's one or two things that I would like to get, but certain things, yeah, it's not a priority. And I think I would want I would want the Enterprise over the helicarrier as well. Like if I was to like narrow it down, if I only had space for a helicarrier or the Enterprise, I would go for the Enterprise over the helicarrier. So Ultra saying the same. Anybody else thinking of Luigi? So obviously the film is there a new film coming or something happening or something? Something, I think. Right. 30, yeah, makes sense. Pay attention. Catch up. DJ's gonna get Luigi. Very nice. Yes, there's loads of stuff out for loads of people at the moment, isn't there? That's the thing. There's loads of stuff out for loads of different people. I mean, Luigi does look nice, and it will work well with Mario. You can't stickers with it. They're all prints, yada yada. So it's very. It will add, I think, to your display if you've got it. That does look so good. But yeah, you can pre-order it if you wanted to. But the actual the set itself would look, it's gonna be nice and colourful. It'd be a nice build, it'd be nice and colourful, and it'd look good on display. I think it very much comes down to, are you a Mario fan? And do you like this kind of thing on display? Because it is literally just a display piece, isn't it? Some people don't like that kind of thing, some people do. So, you know, it will go very well with the current Mario, but it will also be much cheaper than that price because the Mario now was much, much cheaper. And we get those sales in the UK. So if we'll get those sales next year moving forward, yeah, it doesn't have to be on the stand. It doesn't have to be on the stand. Reese's like, Luigi looks like a right heifer. Yeah, so I've got my Mario Kart just on its wheels, but the stand makes it angled, and depending on where it is on the stand, it could be flat, side on, or it looks like it's just basically flying around. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with this remote control technology because, of course, they have done this before. They've done actual remote control Lego vehicles where you have been able to build them up in the past, and I know that because I've got it. So I wonder how it will actually compare to the original from the 90s and the speed that it will go and the size. Because if it is just a part that you can buy to motorize, then there is very much potential you could do. You'd like to think that they would, but they've just got a fetish for making motors awkward, haven't they? That's the thing. Oh yeah, it'd be the exact same thing. You watch, it would just be the exact same mod, like because the original one, it was just built in, so it was pretty much a remote control chassis with the remote control handle, like a yellow thing, if I remember. I think it was a gear stick, like the old trigger, and then you just built big pieces onto it. Where this one, I think it might be a bit more technical. I'm gonna have some Ritz. Check me out. It's going, Reese. We're slowly going through. I am in no hurry, as per normal. But for anybody that cares, it is step 389, booklet number 3 is what I'm on. Which is exciting for nobody. Right, there we go. I say, I haven't had these for ages. I brought them up for the lengthy live stream last week, and I've just seen them. It was in the Colosseum. I was like, "What's that red box?" Red Zolt. Living the dream is what I'm doing. Living the absolute dream. And the fact that the stream seems to be holding itself today is even better. So that is good. Just need a can of Cheese Whiz. Yeah, you could. That to be fair, that would actually be quite easy, wouldn't it? Just sprinkle it on, in it goes, in one, and then carry on. That's not too bad. I'm sure it's not. God, Christ, I was about to say, I'm sure it's not as exciting or saucy as your lunches or breakfast, but that nearly killed me. Good God, what did they put in that one? That's it. I'll be gone soon. That'd be game over. Game over. What in the earth? Can't quite understand. Something is not right. And I can't believe I need my throat nearly exploded on. Well, can't quite describe actually what happened there. Why is that higher? I don't think that's a potent. We'll carry on and see. We will carry on and see. I am almost 100% sure that that is not correct. I'm off by half a stud. I can't quite figure out what's going on. Is that bit? I'm going to redo that because I don't think that's right. First mistake. I don't actually know if it's a mistake. First bit that doesn't feel like it's right anyway. It might be the destructions, but not sure. Not sure. Right. Check your post. What, the one that I checked yesterday, the one that I checked the other night, and you weren't on the stream? I'm sure if this is the one that I think it is. She was like, I've gained today. I genuinely thought it was Sunday. Well, you are absolutely laughing then, aren't you? Oh, 2 minutes ago. There we go. All right, we'll let you off. Somebody has got a shell. You've just what? Just built this one? So it's the gingerbread yesterday. That's the one that we saw because John said wasn't a fan of. For a second, when John said it, I thought he wasn't a fan of gingers, but it actually said gingerbread. And then we got the shell. It's a good size shell, that. Did you enjoy the build? To be honest, John, I don't think it is, but it just sounds like it should go with Ritz. So I'll make it happen. Losing my marbles. Oh, it happens to the best of us. Still not too sure how I nearly choked to death on air, but never mind. It wasn't a cough and it wasn't a sneeze, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. It was a involuntary gag reflex or something. Bringing back memories from a Sunday night. What is those? And that one. That one. And that one. So I'm on step 389, part like 7 of whatever this thing is. And it's supposed to clip on and that go. Ah, no, it's still too tall. It has to be right then. Maybe it's just a bad photo. That is built to perfection until I realise I've done it wrong. Oh, hopefully we should be okay. Let's catch up with all of you guys. I do DJI. I have the shell. It is just there. There it is. That blue thing. There. Yeah, just next to the Bowser. I've got it. I'll get a stud off. Oh, I've got an idea. Don't worry. I just keep the pieces together. I've cheated. It's fine. Yeah, just next to the Bowser. Yeah, the Bowser's good. The Bowser is good. I do like the shell on that. It does, like the Bowser's got quite a lot of presence. It does look pretty cool. Yeah, the Bowser is visually, it's very, very impressive looking thing. Very impressive looking thing. Yeah. I actually got the Bowser completely by mistake as well. That was a funny thing. Because I went on to I don't know, it was Debenhams or Argos, and they do the pay in whatever. I was like, oh, I wonder what that'd be per month, and clicked it, and I'd obviously already created an account, and it just straight through. Oh, I own that now then. Brilliant. So that was a nice surprise that I wasn't expecting. It's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Thank you very much. Right, that is in line with that one. That's in that. I still can't visually tell why that is slightly too high, but I think it might just be these instructions. So yeah, it might be. We might be all right. We might be good. I didn't recognize it on the bit before, but we will see. So again, who's building what? What's everybody doing? And what exciting stuff has everybody got planned for this weekend? Honestly, it was amazing because I went on there and it must have been John Lewis. It was that Klarma. So I got PayPal set up. But I didn't realize I had Klarma or Kama or whatever it is. And it's literally instant. If you click it, boff. Ah, gay. Right. You're going to pull all the minifigures in the vending machine. And then are you going to get extra minifigures to go in the vending machine, Reese? Because you can buy the same torsos on the you can now get those torsos through the Lego website. So if you wanted some extra for whatever reason, you can make up a little minifigure army of the same. Because that's a slippery, like the minifigures that are included in that are a slippery slope. Oh, nice. Nicely done. I did, yeah, I couldn't believe it. But but it was luckily, but the only reason why I started to do it is because it was in a big sale. But what they'd done is it wasn't the sale price that was showing. So I thought, oh, I'll just put it through and just see so it could actually work it out for me rather than just checking out in the checkout, honestly. And it just went straight through. So, but it is something that I wanted. And to be fair, I probably would have done it anyway. But it just proves how easy it is to do that kind of thing. But it was paying 3, I think it was done. So makes it slightly easier for the bigger sets as long as you're strict enough to only get one thing until everything else is paid off. It's not a problem, is it? It's where you do a pay in 3 every single month all the time, and then you just can't keep up with it. And then it gets a little bit scary. Right, there's the other hip. And actually, in all fairness, the hip looks exactly the same. So yeah, fair enough. Foot is next. The foot. So Reese says, I kind of want to put something in this little Pokeball. Don't know what the figures are though. Ah, yeah. Or you could just put some random characters in there, or you could just put some random filthy notes in there, couldn't you? Why not? Because it's the mechanism, apparently. That's the amazing thing on that vending machine, how the token works, the mechanism. Which is not too bad. Yeah, because the Lego Group offer PayPal Pay in 3, don't they? And then you've got other little bits and pieces. So, yeah, there's sets that you want. Obviously, it's always better to try and save up for everything, but at the moment, that's very difficult. But as long as you can just, you know, take your time doing the little bits and pieces and whatever else it is, because I know some of you lot have got massive backlogs. So really, you can just do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm very tempted to do a meaty length stream soon for a rebuild on something. I don't know what that rebuild will be, because it would have to literally break it down, just literally break it down as much as I can, and then just rebuild it. But I can't put myself through doing the 8080. I think I would quite happily throw that against the wall. Quite happily throw that against the wall. So I would like to do so if I had like a newer set, and for whatever reason we just wanted to do a real big lengthy stream, but also try and get it done quickly, not like the slow pace I'm going now. As a challenge, I don't know, it'd be better off getting a newer set. But then at the same time, it's like, backlog is dwindling. Need to get some sets. Oh, what was on the list, Sean? What's on the list? Because you've absolutely torpedoed your Bricklink stuff. But you're mocking stuff at the moment, though, aren't you? So you're all right. You've got your bits and pieces coming in. Because I wonder how long it would take to build. Like, if you just got your head down, which I think would be pointless, and just tried to build it as quickly as possible, how long it would take to build the new massive set that's supposed to be coming out later on in the year. Because the Death Star itself didn't actually take me that long to do. I tanked that. Whereas this, I'm just so much more chill just putting it together. I'm in no rush, as you can tell. So I'm just spending time putting his toes in. There he goes, his little bean toes. The shoe's out today. Is it out today? It's on the 28th. Let's have a look. I didn't think anything was out, Reese. Let's have a look. Let's have a look for Reese. All new sets. Recommend newest. Food. Well, so it is. That's a random day for it to come out. There you go, Reese. Yours then for $89.99. I didn't think that was out until the first. Well, I've actually got some sets that I've just found that haven't been, that I need to fully repair and build. Because now I've actually got the space for it. I've actually got this. I own this, which I think is a fantastic set. And I thought, well, actually, this could be my, it could go in the mini land. And it's just like a little seating area where people, because it is literally Billund, like that is the front of it. So that's Denmark. That's the same roofing texture and all the other stuff that they have. But the amazing thing about this is not only was the price of when this came out, it came with a motor and a light kit. So because you can see, look, it includes all power functions and everything. They don't do that now. So I have this in a box underneath this table. I brought it up and it just needs to be fully built. The actual shaft is sound though, so I don't have to build its length, but all the base I need to build back up again. But it's huge. But yeah, there's you go, the little light. It's very basic. It's just a very cute little thing. I thought, yep, that can now go in my mini land. I've got the truck, I've got the two team. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing because it you got the motor and it gets it going, and there's the little lights that go in it, and that's the motor that it comes with. And if I could actually have the thing on and working, I think that would be pretty cool. And obviously, it would have to go where the big Pokemon box is for now. Even if it's only up here for a short period of time, it would just be nice to have it back up because I have not been able to put this set anywhere because of the ceiling height. I've tried a couple of times and it hasn't worked. But look at it. It is massive. Massive, massive, massive. So yeah, over 3 base plates tall, 2.5 base plates wide. But it is a cool thing. So yeah, that could be a thing. A shoe. There is a shoe. Yes, John. There's not just one shoe. There's shoes. I'm assuming they have done something with Nike, haven't they? So the big Nike Air Max 95. DJI. I watched your vlog when you look at the car. Oh yeah, at the Lego store. Which car was that? Which car was it? You have to remind me. Oh, and I went in the car. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. When I got the Death Star. Yeah, we did like a little travel vlog. Tell you what, that I miss doing those style of actual vlogs. But yeah, this is the trainer, and this isn't the first one they've done. They've done a giveaway as well, by the way, Reese. So there is a little Nike giveaway trainer that you could go with this. So this isn't a first time that they've done it. That I still say it every time. That table, you are going to break your leg on that table. So Old Brick said, "Did you catch the Brick Insight BDP announcement? The non-active Lego IP that can be used might see a ooh. So we're gonna have like a throwback series." I wonder what would be popular. I tell you what, they're just testing the market with that as well, aren't they? Because if loads of designers make one theme, they're all going to turn around and go, "We're going to bring that theme back." It has to be a theme from a Legoland park. I don't understand. I say this every single time. I do not categorically understand how everything from a Legoland park they do not sell, apart from just the 3 standard things, which is Friends, City, and Ninjago. Log Flume for a Pirates, no. River Rapids for a Viking River Splash, no. They've got the main roller coaster they've got over there, well, used to be the main roller coaster, is a medieval knight castle. No. It's like, what? Why don't they just do just the classic, just the standard classic stuff that every? Because what I can never understand, I don't understand this about films, and I don't understand this about toy companies. If they've created this nostalgia that people really like, that nostalgia surely would carry on for everybody as it went through. If it was popular then and they stopped and they bring it back, it's just going to get the next generation involved, isn't it? So why don't they just go, yeah, just carry on with this, and yada, yada, yada? I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, they're going to do IP stuff, well, non-IP stuff, which is their Lego's own, then there's loads of stuff that they could do. But at the same time, I don't know what they would do. That is the thing, because yeah, I guess it would just be adventures, maybe. But no, they seem to be, the designs seem to be getting a little bit more fruity on Bricklink. There's his legs. I've got a spare toe this time, so I've got one spare bit. So that's his chubby little thighs. He's cute. Well, that's why the good thing is, John, just stick, like, do what your plan was. Just stick to the Winter Village stuff that you like, and just let everybody else enjoy it, because that's exactly what I'm doing with all of the different bits. If it doesn't work within the setting that I'm doing, then I don't do it. So I see there's lots and lots and lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Oh, Amazon had their Easter sale, did they? Had the blacksmith for 72. Did you crumble, Reese? Well, yeah. I mean, the blacksmith compared to the shoe is completely different, isn't it? So yeah, completely understand that. Oh, have we got any pictures? Oh, right on cue. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. So the question is, Sean, are you not interested in the big forest walkway and have that as a Christmas scene? Because I think at the moment they're using Bricklink for the sets that people want to add. Hence Western, hence Castle, all this kind of stuff. Because like everybody that's like the amount of sets that they've done like this, where people can add it to an A-frame cabin or other little bits and pieces like that. Why do they not just do these little things? How much is it, Reese? The big length. That narrows it down, doesn't it? The length. Is it Series 8? No, can't be Series 8. That's not out yet. 6. Yeah, Series 6. It's the same as the off-road adventure. I just don't know if this would work with what you as it being all Christmassy. I don't actually know how big it is, to be honest. I don't know what span it takes up. But you got your family in the ranges, haven't you? That is the tallest tree they've ever done, and you got a nice little walkthrough. So yeah, for you guys wanting like adventure tree stuff, and this would go well with the A-frame cabin potentially. This would go well with your off-road adventure stuff, especially if you're thinking it from a outdoor Christmassy type forest display, because obviously that's something you can spend a lot of time doing. And I guess you could just put a sprinkle of snow dotted all over it potentially. And if the tree, because it looks like, I didn't realize this before, but it does look like that tree goes on its shaft in the middle, which means there it is. So it looks like you can take that tree off and lie it down. So you could store it somewhere without it breaking, because this thing has got some serious length. But the tree trail, it's a very nice set. It is a very nice set. Well, it looks a very nice set anyway, but again, it just depends on how big it is, doesn't it? That's the thing when it comes, and also how do you display it all year round, or do you just do it with different? Do you just do it differently? Right, next bag. Number 63. We're doing the tail. We are doing the tail, so it'll stand up. That's nice. That is good. Are you going to go for it, Reese? Just might as well experience it. It's going to be busy, but how far is it? How far a drive is it from you? Because the one set that I would like for Christmas is the much cheaper Chinese New Year set with the ice skating rink. I would really like that. So that would be nice to do. Isn't it weird? The Bricklink sets are atrocious price, but the retired Chinese New Year sets aren't. Just go, hold your breath, and then come back. That's all you need to. That's all you need to do. Yeah, good question by Ultra. What's on your list, Reese? What are you hoping? You're definitely going to see some Bricklink sets there, 100%. 100%. Yeah, if I remember rightly, the that Chinese New Year set, was it £60, I think? And that will just add so much to a Christmas display. So much. That ice skating rink was really very big. But obviously that was a double whammy, because I said that it could be a Christmas display and be used for Ninjago, and it still can. It can still be done that way. I still have space for it just beside the dock, just not where it was originally going to go. So, but if it just lives within the Kallax for the ice skate, because it's got the ice sculpture stuff, and yeah, that's a very nice set. That. Oh, Reese got a big shopping list. And yeah, in all fairness, Sean, you are right. What's not made the cut? Question is, Reese, have you actually got a budget, or are you just not going to take your bank card? Because I know it's only 15 minutes away, but you might be walking home. You'll probably end up selling everything and giving your car keys away or something. That's something that I haven't gone to for a while. I haven't gone to any of the shows or anything like that. We will be returning. For 17, for 18. How big his tail is going to be? I wonder. Fancy. That will make more sense then. Get in. Magic. Yes, I guess it's very well. It is, isn't it? It's very easy to get carried away at the shows and yeah, very easy. I'm just going to have a look. Right, we need to screen grab the chat, and then we can upload it with the quote of the weekend from Reese. I'm just going to have a look. Then in 7 days' time, there'll be a pile about yay tall. I wonder. I've got a load of different connection points in this tail. I wonder how flexible it is. But you've got the bit at the front, and you've got the big bit at the back. So I'm assuming this is going to waddle and pivot around nicely. Is any of you lot going away for Easter as well? Oh, individual minifigures, you'll be spoilt for choice over there. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the Oxford that an opening weekend. It'll be very busy. It'll be nice to go and see it, but it'll be real busy. They always are, though, aren't they? Well, we're assuming it's going to be busy. But I wonder if it's in conjunction with the release date as well, or if they're just. Oh, that was a ting and a clang. That was square in the plums, and off it went. Oh, I've got it. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, That's it. Give him top tips. Top tips. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, these are addictive. Oh, I'm bloody hungry. I got another pin bit going through. Oh, another double ender. Another double ender pin. What do I say? The same. Oh. So I'm on step 3. Grief. 432 is what I'm on. Got a lot of. I'm going to have to clip quite a few pieces together shortly and see what it's all about. Okay. Another bit up top on that one, a bit on that one. That's the next bit. There we go. We are clipping them together. Right. Oh. The tail moves quite nicely. Right, let's catch up with everybody. So Ultra Bricks, because I'm reading it backwards, I've just happened to catch up the conversation of apparently Ultra Bricks said you're moving to the Middle Earth area. Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to get your armor out and off your walk. Is that what you're going to be? Is that what you're going to be doing? With a continuous theme tune following you around, I would imagine. We got next batch. So, Reese, is there any sets that, if they are on your list, that you want to take a look at now? Why I'm doing this? Do you want me to flop anything up, or are you just going to wait and see what happens at the actual show? We got a floater. They've done this completely differently. Roaming. Hello to roaming. Quick stop by. Not a problem. Well, we're doing the double later on, roaming. So if you miss this, we're talking about length later on. So depending on what time you go to bed. But hello to you. Sean's in the Shire. Literally in the Shire with the theme tune music. Theme tune music. One of the many shires that are about. Right, next clip. So we got a triple. So this is obviously completely differently built to the skeleton T-Rex, but I think it's quite similar to a bit more gappy. I was looking at the Jurassic Park Gate T-Rex, but I don't think the balls are that big on that one. So I think that this has got a bigger set of balls on. One of the shires not so far from Cardiff. Look at that. We're talking in technical talk now. Still with the theme tune, though. I'm still imagining you walking around just on a daily shop with the theme tune that plays from the actual shire scene. As you say hello to Frodo from time to time and the other annoying idiots that are just always eating. Am I dribbling? Yes. So what this sort of off yellow, I quite say it's a lemon colour, but I said it's too light for that. But it's a nice colour to go against this orange. Nice colour to go against the orange. And that one, nice. Nice. So has anybody heard any more news about the dinosaurs that are supposed to be coming out? Does anybody know roughly a release date for these? Or are we guessing it's going to be May? And it's just the thing that's going to get crushed by Star Wars? Because I generally can't remember when the last one came out. Reese says, the more I look at the Pan Am, the more I like it. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm I do like the Pan Am. I really do like the Pan Am, but it'll wait until probably next year for me. I think the Pan Am. I made the decision that I am going to go all in on the aviation stuff, but I'm just going to wait until they're in a good sale. So, so Reese likes a Pan Am. Ultrabrick says the next stand I'm going to go for is the Back to the Future car. Make it in flight. So have you built your car in a flight mode for yours? Everybody that's liked the video so far, guys, as well. Again, thank you very much indeed. With regards to the poll, we're 11 votes in. Mix up now. So it's 27% for backtrack, 9% if you do it for minifigures, 27% of you are looking at sales, and 36% of you are day one, depending on the giveaway. So yeah, because my thought process is if the massive set that I'm just going to save up for is an absolute disaster, which I don't think it's going to be, I would probably go for the Pan Am and something else. I'm going to save up that money And to be fair, it's probably going to be the Pan Am and the Enterprise or something completely different like that. But because we know that this is going to be an expensive set, just like the Lord of the Rings set, and I'm sure they're only 4 weeks apart from each other, just got to be a little bit careful. Tactically, you'll be a little bit careful. Well, the thing is, there's games to be played with the Eiffel Tower, though, isn't there? Because I'm assuming it's going to go in sales. That's what I'm hoping for. But June's Lord of the Rings. I think July's the Architecture. I think they're a month apart, and they're two huge sets. Because if the Architecture set is that good, I will have enough stuff to keep me going for the rest of the year. I could get the big Architecture set, make that last ages. I've still got the Paris, which hasn't been touched. I've got the other thing that hasn't been touched, and then I've got all the tiling and stuff that can be done. And then before we know it, October, I would then start to look at winter sets. December this year, I do believe, the Medieval Town Square. Yeah, the May's for Jurassic Park. Yeah, I thought it was going to come out at the same time as thing. So June's got big releases. June, July is naughty. June and July is naughty by the looks of it. So which is fine. But yeah, don't forget, you've also got, for you guys and girls, you've got the next lot of Bricklink coming out in June, July as well, haven't you? So if you want castles and all that kind of stuff, you've got the Dustmark Keep. So you've got the Dustmark Keep coming out and the Pirate set, all available for pre-order at the same time as your Lord of the Rings. So some of you are going to be bent over a barrel when it comes to that kind of thing. But no, I think that's my tactic for the rest of this year. See what this massive set's going to look like. Just hold fire and wait. If it's a good one, get it day one. Build it up, and then by that point, it will be moving on to Christmas, Winter Village Christmassy things, and then see if I can what I can get myself as a Christmas present to myself, if anything. So we shall wait and see. Yeah, well, it wasn't out very long because I guess they just pulled it. I'm assuming they pulled it early because of the new factions that are coming out, I guess. Yeah, because you get refunded. Obviously, you get refunded, don't they? They just do a holding charge, but that's still going to be an expensive couple of weeks until you get that money back, isn't it? So that's why I think it's really good just to think and plan of the sets moving forward. I'm going to do a lot more video stores this year. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and get to a couple of different Lego stores over the new release dates, and just to show bits off. Obviously, Windsor is going to happen. Billund will happen. I'll make sure it does happen. Which would be nice to do. And then it'll just be a case of, this is more technical than it needs to be. Just being strict and stubborn. Because I do want that NASA thing, and obviously I do want the Star Trek, but it all depends on because this new big one, I'm sat now where it's going to go. And as you now know, with my roof problems, I need to rehome that first. So if that set does not fit here when it's built, then it's going to have to be a full rearrange. And then once that rearrange is done, I can then literally buy the sets to work in this display with this rooftop. That's the reason why, Reese, with regards to it, because the Eiffel Tower would be, at the moment, it'd be to my right-hand side on its own table just before it hits the ceiling, because that's the only place it can go. So the Eiffel Tower has been measured up. I've had the length out, so we've measured it up, and we're good with the tape measure, so that's fine. But it's yeah, it's just making sure that the other bits will all work. Whatever this is looking, the light coming through that looks amazing. I'm assuming it is its tail. That's a cool little. There's no gaps on that at all. That looks really smart. That red looks really nice with that yellow. Hang on. Again, I'm reading all this backwards, so let me catch back up from the top. Right. Would you say that it's all right? It's just there. It's on my floor. I think what you need to do, Reese, is go to a Lego store and see it installed. They've got it built. They've still got it built, so you can see for yourself. And then if it gives you a twitch, then you know it is the right one for you. Otherwise, you might look at it and go, it's far too small. It's not got enough length. And then you walk away. But you've got a long time for the Shire yet. So you're good for the Shire. Reese is thinking of getting the University. 4 base plates long. Alteric says, what will you study? And Sean says, financial instability. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Oh dear. I'd like to make this aware to people. I have only bought 4 sets this year. 4 sets this year. That is it. And I have made this set last a long time. If we're passing the blame game, I think for brick count, Sean has had the most bricks out of everybody. But saying that, Ultra will then be in second place with his Lord of the Rings haul. So that puts me straight into third place out of everybody that is just in the chat talking away at the moment. I'm pretty sure, Reese, if you start to add up the sets that you've just crumbled with, plus the vending machine and all of the others, I think you've probably beaten me for brick count as well. So I think I'm actually the lowest brick count person so far. Sean said I had a spasm in the trouser department when I clocked Wonka in the display store. Oh, the Wonka. He is still here. The Oompa Loompas is still there, look. There's your length. So you had an Oompa length. I think you might be, Reese. I think if you started to add it up, you'll be quite surprised. If you add up all the sets that you've bought, so if I start to work out how much your medieval market is, the vending machine, the shipping container. Well, yeah, that's it. I know. I bought more than John. That's it. Because you're just the spaceman this year, John, aren't you, for Lego side of it? But I think brick count, you've still got quite a lot of stuff though, overall. Yeah. I'm not the worst one. I'm not like the lowest, but I'm definitely nowhere near the top. And let's be honest, I have dragged this build out for as long as I possibly can. I built a handful of bags in 2.5 hours. I've done this the whole stream. I could have literally smashed this in probably 10 hours. I could have done the whole thing probably really quickly. It's taken me about 5 minutes just to put this gorgeous flame together. Oh, no. We're not talking about money. We don't do that. It's just brick count. But I think Sean will be crawling with the amount of bricks that have been purchased. Those three. But the thing is, though, Sean's got possibly the 3 nicest Lego sets ever, and built all 3 of them in a row. So whatever you build next, Sean, you've literally peaked. You have literally peaked. It's like John. John's now peaked taking apart the 8080. It's gone. That's it. That's as good as it can get. Everything else that then goes, it's never going to be as satisfying as that. So you and John, Sean and John, you both peaked with your individualness of the way you're just doing your displays at the moment. Oh, balls. That was going really well until that fell off. Go back in. Look at the length on that. Big old flame. So I'm assuming this is the thing that stops them from falling over. Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, if you're going by brick count, that's a beastie set. Sean says I have something up my sleeve. Do tell. Now, there's going to be an incision of the rear coming up now. I'm assuming that's where it goes. Yes. And bend over and say, ah. Just cough. There we go. Well done, Charizard. Oh, you can get away with it being so long. Oh, bollocks. Does it curve? How much does it curve? Oh, it does curve. That's right. And so I can get it around the roller coaster. I can curve it. That's fine. I thought if that wasn't going to curve, I would be in trouble. Look at it. He's got a very, very good set of legs on him. Very, very, very. But yeah, this has definitely got the most posability out of all of them. I think Blastoise is probably the worst one of the 3 for that kind of thing, just for movement, because Venusaur's got a load of back leg movement. But they look impressive. They all work. Right, so we are moving on to 64. I'm sure there's only 2 bags left. I'm sure I've got the wings and its head to do, and then that's it. How long do you think we might have to do this in 2 parts? I might have to finish this tomorrow. I'm actually quite looking forward to making little Paris setup and doing the other little architecture sets as well. So I could repair the shadow box. That might be a good idea to do. Haunted house roof needs repairing. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit that's knackered. But no, we're going by actual brick count. I think Sean's got. Oh, I don't know. Between Sean and Ultra, I don't know who's got the most bricks. I don't know. Oh yeah, the loop coaster with the degree of. I'd have to strip the whole track off and just put the track back on, wouldn't I? Yeah, the amount of test runs that would have to have in place though, because it can't really be moved. That's not a bad shout. Yeah, the Venusaur is the most. There, that thing, yeah. And if you ever get a chance to see it in person, it is huge, absolutely huge. I would take it off and put it beside this one, but I'll just break it, so I'll do it at the end. Otherwise, I'll just end up being too disappointed in myself. But no, this thing is massive, massive, massive. Because is anybody gonna think about the Vader upscale figure? What's Ultra Brick said that I can't see? Where's it gone? But that was planned, actually, Ultra. That wasn't a crumble. That walked in there. I didn't crumble on the live stream, did I? Well, we did the countdown to it, didn't crumble, got in the truck, filmed the store, did all the other little bits and pieces, asked if they had the giveaway. They had about 700 of them left. That's a point the giveaway I need to make up as well. So yeah, I prefer looking at the sets in store first. If I'm unsure about them, because when I first saw this, I was a little bit unsure with the photo. I was like, it's a shame. But no, it's an impressive display piece. Give them their due. Give them their due. So. But other stuff that you think is going to look great when you see it in store, it's like, oh, actually, it's not as smart. I would love to, Reese. Yeah, absolutely. That's not too far. I've never been into the Discovery Centre, not the actual Lego store Discovery, because the actual the Discovery Centre is like a tiny version of the Lego house, but you have to have a child for entry unless you go on an adult-only night. But I know the actual Lego store is open to the general public, so yeah, I'd like to do that. We can arrange something. Well, it's only the store that you can go into. You can't go into unless there's a date that they do the adult stuff. Because if you're passing there, if it's close to you and you're passing, you could always pop in and ask, like, when's the adult dates? Because that is under their sort of thing at the moment. If you don't have a child, they don't let you in. Because it's got the if I remember rightly, they've got one of the rides in from Legoland. So they've got the laser shooter. They've got a mini land in there. And then they've got some like building areas and stuff where it's like it's more of an educational experience. That's why it's because it is aimed at either younger ones, but the actual mini land is amazing because it's got a night and day setting on it, which always looks really good because they've got a night and day setting at the Lego house as well. So every like 5 minutes it changes from night to day and yada yada yada. So yeah, it'd be nice to go in at the correct time and see what it's all about. But yeah, I'd like to go around and film a load of different stores. And if anybody does go to these Lego stores, if you can film it landscape on your phone, literally just walk around the store and just pan across the big models, email it to me, and I can put a video together and I can tag you in the flipping video. And yeah, it helped me out massively. Because I'd love to upload as many different videos from different Lego stores around the world. I think that would be just nice to. There's so many. There is so many to go around, and the one in Canada was amazing. Florida was amazing. America's been amazing. There's been some really good stores to go to and soak some bits and pieces in. And they're all so different. The layouts are so different. What they have on display all the time is different. And depending on what area it is that you're in, they will have completely different things on display because some of them won't even have it in store. They don't get it. So yeah, it's all good fun. I'm on step 474. Reese got some nice minifigures in bag at number 3. Yeah, I don't think I'd pass as a tiny one. Yeah, the Birmingham Lego store, because what you talking about? Bull ring, or are you talking about a different one? The stream's jumping. It's doing this. It's doing the thing again. It's doing the timing thing again. Are we all together still? Is that working or not? Not now. Is it working? No issue? All right. Well, yeah, it'd be good to explore. Good to explore. That's right. Fine. Well, last Saturday, I said that the timing on the top of the stream starts to get really weird, and it's just started to do that again. So let's hope it'll be fine. No, good as long as it's all working. Happy days. Because if you notice, I didn't realize this, but if any of you do want to put yourself through a little bit of pain and watch the 8-minute helicarrier video, I uploaded that and watched that back, and it was absolutely fine. You watch that video as the upload, and the images are going in between each other as I'm talking, and that's them as the video got uploaded. So I either delete it and do it, or just be like, well, nobody's ever going to watch it anyway, because it's old news now. But the problem is with on the live stream is that when people go to watch it back, it might be really juddery. But if it's working for you live at the moment, then we're absolutely laughing. I still think I know they are doing some updates, and I've actually done quite a lot to the channel, which would take about 72 hours to sort out and do. So once that's all done, I'd be very, very intrigued to see what actually comes about. But yeah, as long as it's all ticking over and not going to explode your end, then that's good. That is good. $476. So yeah, we are going to do the dirty double. The other, if for whatever reason this suddenly goes off, the other one is set up on the other streaming software. And with the other streaming software, we don't have a problem with that, so that's okay. That's set up for 8 p.m. UK time, and we are going to be literally talking about length. That is what we are going to be talking about, and we'll just see what happens with regards to that one. So, and the poll itself is also going to be tongue in cheek. So we'll see what happens over the see what happens over the evening. But I can't get over how much bigger Killian's helicarrier is compared to the one that they have just done, because the size difference of the two is quite large. So I'm assuming Killian in the background is still just plodding along with that, because that does look a mighty meaty set there. Perfect. No, good. There we go. No, that's happy days. Happy days. Right, we're on step 479. 479. I do believe this is the second to last bag as well. So we've got one more bag to go after this, and then the whole thing is done. And of course, I will then make... So I'm going to do a comparison video on this. What would you guys and girls like this to be put against? We can make it a serious one, or I could just start pulling out some really, really random sets to compare it to for size. Good grief, that wing is huge. Does it pivot? Oh, it does. So again, if you want to go by height, it's taller than a monster can. There you go. And it's also taller than a pab cup, which is pab cup is just slightly taller than a monster can. Who knew? Bowser Blastoise comparison. Yeah, we could do 1 versus 1. So yeah, we could put. Well, yeah, because I mean the Blastoise and yeah, it's just much. We can just have them side by side. We can have a look at the bases. Yeah, we can have a. I can put a thing together. Because by the time I've sorted out their last table, I can just spin that table around, which we're obviously not going to do now, and then might try tomorrow to actually set all that up. I might just do a bit of a build and then move those bits and pieces around, or what's going on? What is going on? Canadian's gonna have to search for missing pieces. That's the story of my life. But he's also bragging about how big his is. He's got a big one. I, on the other hand, have just put this in the wrong hole because 489 tells you to turn this around, and I didn't. Oh, that's right. It goes in that hole, and that is that hole. That makes a difference, but I have just put it in the wrong hole for Blastoise, for Charizard. So off by a hole. Just a whole thing in general. I know. Off by a hole. Silly. Silly. Oh, that's true. Yeah, off by a knob. Oh, John wasn't there for that live, was he? What terminology was on the website? What was that all about? 32 by 32 knob. It's like, what? They are not. Was it? That's like 1,050 odd studs, isn't it? When you do 32 by 32, it's well, now it's knobs, and obviously we can't call them studs anymore. So my channel's obsolete. I'm out of date. I'm not in fashion. That's it. Off by a hole, off by a knob. Just not off by a stud. I try and be clever, come up with a nice, stupid name, and then go onto the LEGO website and get told that I am not factually accurate with my stuff. Oh, I could be off by a doorknob now. Nobody's gonna know the difference, are they? I've shamed all the generations of my family. However, the furniture I still think was massively overpriced. Sean's like, off your head. Oh, I think I've got to be off my head, haven't I? Sat here in the freezing cold, eating a box of Ritz. I can't feel my fingers. Just, it's all gone wrong. All gone wrong. That's that bit. That's that bit. That's the wing. Definitely much bigger than the Potter. It's like a show about conjoined twins. But that's very true. That is very true. I mean, I don't know. There's something. I don't know who wrote that. Surely, like there's probably like an intern somewhere that's just thought, oh, that's what they call them. They call them knobs. Like, well, what? I've grown up thinking they were called studs, but clearly I'm wrong. If Lego ever did, because sometimes you get those pop-up surveys, don't you? If Lego ever said, would you like to take a survey? I'm going to go, yes, fill the survey out, and then copy the link in. I'm like, I'm really confused. Since when were these ever called knobs? Please clarify. Matt, can I say a thing? Go for it. Never stopped you before, DJI. You carry on. Can I say a thing? Say it. Or was it what you wanted to say was a thing? Have you already said it? I'm not too sure that was a joke, DJI, or not. $89 up to 90. That's the other bit for that. And we've got the two. Yes, we have. Where are we in this one? There we go. Reese says some interesting pieces in the vending. Yeah, so the actual vending machine mechanism is supposed to be a really clever part of the build, supposedly. So, I mean, how it actually all works and comes together, that's you have to keep us up to date with that, Reese. Because obviously it continuously works, isn't it? With all the how the balls come out and stay locked in, and how you've got the actual tokens and all that kind of stuff that you've got to put in there. I heard from the Bricklink Designer Program that next series they're going to be designer picks themes for their sets before. Hang on. I heard from the Bricklink Designer Program next series they're going to let designers pick the theme of their sets before it seems it was judged by the Bricklink team. Oh, okay. So what do you think? Like, people are going to pick the theme that they want, and then people can design it to it, rather than it being like an open thing. Be interesting. They're always the thing is at the moment they've got a formula that's not wrong, and if they start to change it, I wonder if they turn around and be like, no castles this year. People, none of this, none of that. I wonder how much it's going to change. You have to wait and see what happens about DJI. Because did you get one of the Bricklink sets or not? So obviously, I didn't, but I didn't know if you did. Right, there's a wingspan. That thing is meaty. That's quite big. I mean, again, if you want it for a size comparison, there's your Ritz. Just so you can see just how big. Okay. We're opening up the brown envelope. Opening up the brown envelope. Yeah, so there's some really positive things to be said about the last series. Loads of people have said about that firehouse. Loads of people. I don't know what's going to sell the best. I don't know if the medieval one's going to sell the best this time, or the firehouse is going to sell the best. I think Sean was asking me last night, would I crumble at that medieval? I tell you what, if I did crumble at medieval, Sean, it would be a slippery slope from there, because I would want the Lion Knight's castle. It could be deadly. John, hello. We've got two Johns. Ah, LEGO Build on hold. Fair enough. Yeah, the joust's outrageous. Right, let's get that up. Because again, lots of people don't, and lots of people haven't heard of the Bricklink thing. Everybody thinks it's separate to. So it's a very, very strong series that they've just announced. But again, don't forget, you're looking at 2028. See, 1st of February 27 until you can pay any money whatsoever. But loads of people have been talking about the Firehouse. There was a fair few nice things said about the Space Cafe. There's the beautiful Joust. You've got the little kiosk, which I think is going to be at a real nice price point for people to add into their city. And then you got the iLucky. Is that the 4th one that they've done? So you just know that it's going to scale with everything else. And they are just massive. They're beautiful, but massive. But we said it when it all happened. We got 4 sets that should be there or thereabouts the same price because they're all the same brick count, and you got something much smaller. But this, I can see myself wanting this only because it is Legoland Malaysia. That's it. But it depends on the price. It depends what's happening next year. It depends on all those kind of things. So there's lots of. It's too far away at the moment. But out of all of them, it would probably be I've got the more attachments to the medieval. But I do like the colours on the Space Cafe. So, yeah, it's a nice looking. It's a nice looking series. It's a nice looking series. Oh, nice. That's all right then. Because I mean, obviously, you can if there's something missing from the Lego group, you could obviously just you just ring them. They will send you the pieces for free as long as the set's still obviously current. They're very, very good on obviously the actual service from that kind of thing. But if it's depending on what set it is, obviously, if it's no stress or no bother, then you got the bits and pieces on the way. You're absolutely laughing. So that is. As long as you're happy, that's the main thing. Is that the way it goes? Yes. You're obviously clearly just adding the wing on. Oh, so far I put everything in the right hole, which makes a change. So that's one side. The orange is nice. What does the green look like? Oh, that's a nice colour. Oh, of course, yeah. You're all in on the Hogwarts, aren't you? Yeah. See, that's the thing. So that the Potter stuff. That's the other thing with Potter. Is keeping you busy with waiting for the rest of that to come out. Because what are you guys going to do with the Harry Potter stuff? Are you going to have like the older castles, and then will you go in for the newer series stuff when it happens, or not? Oh, I want to do that. But you rip it before I even put it on. Magnificent. Yeah, so you got a fair bit of swivel on that. Yeah, this is definitely the most posable. But I'm glad John Dad has you got those bits and pieces on the way. But yeah, for you Harry Potter guys and girls, you've got a lot of decisions to be making over the next few years. I'm assuming you're going to want all the new minifigures from the new TV show, or you're just going to stay true to the original films. That's what's going to get quite a lot of people, because they're going to be making all sorts of different I'm assuming they're going to be making all sorts of different things again. I mean, there's all of the sets that they're currently filming on are out and about for people to see, aren't they? So you can see what it is that they're doing and how much more time they're spending on each bit. So, because the one thing they have yet to do is the Harry Potter train station in the snow, which is a little bit of a shame because they've never done a snow version of it. They've done plenty of either station, but they've never done the snowy version, which I was hoping they would do. DJI says Ninjago Series 4 next week. That'd be half of it as well, wouldn't it? You might get it before us, though. I don't know if it's out in America yet, because the UK gets it last, which is nice. So, as I said this before, I will literally know everything that happens from you guys and girls before I get to actually binge watch it, which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. No, because I still haven't had an inkling or twitch or anything for the other Ninjago sets. I got the 3 that I wanted, but the other 2 for those minifigures, I think I'll just try and get the stands with the characters at some point, because I've got no need for the mech and I've got no need for the car. So that is the downfall to how I collect my stuff and display my stuff, is that it just would never work. It would never work. So let's catch back. Let me catch back up with everybody really quickly. Hang on. I was zoning off, putting those wings on. Right, so Sean says the Harry Potter castle's ticking you over. The main so Reese is saying that the main length is very tempting. Could be time for an upgrade to the big boy castle theme, says Ultra. So is that Ultra? Is Bricks wanting the upgrade? Amazon Ultra Ninjago Series 4, 2nd of April in Sweden. Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's Oh, so Sean's gonna be completely when it changes over. You might think that the change is the best thing ever, and then you might be like, actually, all in for the new characters. John Dad, I told my buddy about your channel. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, more than merry to join the crazy house. It's absolutely fine, John. And I've got to call John Dad, and I've got to call John, because we've already got a John. And John will not want to be called anything else. So we've got John and John Dad. There we go. Eventually, you'll all be given your own nicknames, and that's how it would just end up working. So there it is. Because I don't call anybody not by their own channel name, because if people watch the replay back and then they want to find you, they won't be able to find you by your own name. So that's why I always call you by your channel name. Even if I do know people's names, that's why I still try and do it. Because a lot of people don't realize that they can watch the replay with the chat. So YouTube uploads the video, and then it takes about another 24 hours to process the chat. And then the chat that you lot can see now and what I can see will be available in the upload, but you've just got to swipe across and it'll be there. So you can watch the replay back with the chat. A chip off the old block. Well, I will keep my eye open for that. I've got the second one's already going. So the second one is a naughty one. It's ready for 8 o'clock, and it is all about length. And it is and basically the question is bigger better? That's it. It's in the title. You can see it for yourself. Yeah. So Ultra Brixer says there'll be a couple of weeks that I'll be off there. I'm still gonna what I've done is I've filmed loads of videos from when I'm away. And what I will try and do is I will try and do one live stream a week, but with the time difference and you guys and girls working, it will have to be on a Saturday or Sunday morning because it's 8 hours difference. So it just won't work otherwise. So yeah, so I've got there's plans in place. So I've got plenty of videos for the time that'll just be uploaded anyway. But we'll still be doing the streams like the Lego news stuff. And obviously, if there is any Lego news, what I will do is I'll just do it when I'm there and upload it as a quick video edit as well. But yeah, we'll still be able to do it, but with how the time difference falls, because I can still do it with the time difference. It doesn't matter, but you lot will still be in bed. So yeah, because it all depends on the flight. So what will happen is I'm supposed to fly out on a Wednesday, and then I'll get there on a Thursday, and then it might be a week off from the live, depending on how it all falls, and with it might not be an easy way of getting there, basically. So I don't know how long it's going to take at the moment, and then yeah, the uploads will be scheduled to go up. You'll be able to still talk to each other in the comments and all that kind of stuff, and then I will do the lives, but I might do one and you lot will be asleep because of it being 8 hours. So yeah, so I was trying to work it out, like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like if I did it at 6 p.m. their time, it would be 10 a.m. your time. So I would have to wake up at, I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not setting an alarm for like 4 a.m. to be on at 8 p.m. and all that kind of stuff. So we'll make it work. Don't worry. You'll still have plenty of content coming, but you just have to make sure that you lot are there, because I'm going to be sat in some sort of accommodation for hour and a half, and we'll just cover all the Lego news. But the good thing is it's in between the Bricklink announcement, so we won't miss the Bricklink stuff. So I'd literally get back before that kicks back off again, and we can do the full Bricklink stuff and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. It's a couple of weeks, Reese. Yeah, a couple of weeks. That's the plan anyway. But it could obviously change with everything that's going on. But that's the plan. But yeah, when I went away last time and did all the other little bits and pieces, I still uploaded the videos themselves. I've already pre-recorded them all. That's why, if you've noticed, the Ninjago stuff from January has only just started to be uploaded. So I've got enough. So you get like 3-4 videos a week. And if I can do like just a live stream as well, you'll still have 5 uploads a week. And I'm going to take minifigures with me to do the shorts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're still going to get bombarded with content. And obviously now I can get this done. I can get it reviewed. There'll be a review video for this and just other stuff like that. So I just have to edit the last few bits and pieces together. But the nice thing is for you lot, actually, I don't know if it's a nice thing for you lot, I've done video diaries of the lives that we've been doing. So when I'm away, you will have a video diary of between the lives of how much the display changes. And I'm doing a monthly update now starting from February. In February, I did a full room tour. I'm going to do the same thing again in a couple of days for a full room tour at the end of March. So yeah, you got plenty of stuff. Been uploading your Texas vacation stuff and NASA vacation stuff. I have to jump over there, John, and take a look. So how many NASA uploads have you got to pop up? That is the rain happening again, which is good. So yeah, you'll be it'll all be all right. We'll all be all right. So don't worry, you're not going to get withdrawal symptoms too much. You'll enjoy the peace and quiet, though. That'd be the thing. You'll enjoy the peace and quiet. But yeah, it literally comes down to only going to be able to do the lives on. So I can't even do them on a Friday for you lot. I can still do them, even if I just did them for an hour and then just give you something to watch. But that's just not gonna. It's just not gonna work. So for the people that are here now, I would have to do it specifically on a Saturday or a Sunday. That's all it could be. But it would still be like 10 a.m. your time. or 9 a.m. your time if I did it slightly earlier. Which I could do it then just for hour and a half. So you have to make the most of the lengthy conversation this evening. But the best thing is about all of this, not that I'm making this live stream about me, is as it stands right now, I don't actually have a date to go. So it could literally be I'll be given I can't get in contact with them until the 10th, but they might turn around and go like, well, you've got to go tomorrow. So then I just have to jump on and go. So I've got to make sure everything is scheduled early, everything is packed early, everything is done much earlier. And then the best thing is that from the second I get given the green light, I then have to sort out all my accommodation, how I'm going to get there, all that kind of stuff that you need a lot of time for. I might have to do it straight away. I know people's hearts bleed. I know. So DJI says I'm going to be in the UK for a couple of weeks. That'd be exciting. When, DJI? When are you coming over? So when are you coming over? Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good fun, hopefully. Well, I say it'll be good fun. It's the point of what I was going over there for was completely changed. But I'm not going to bore people with that at the moment. But all I am going to say is that I know we're struggling over here with bits and pieces that are going up. But over in the Philippines now, because I know a load of people that are over there, just one chicken is now half a day's wage in the Philippines. Puts into perspective, really, doesn't it? That's how badly all of that's gone up. So I'm going to go over now for a completely different reason, and yeah, just see what it's all about. So that'd be fun. But they also do have, depending on where I land, they do have some amazing Lego stores as well. So I might be able to get some bonus Lego store content, which would be nice to share with everybody. Because the Legoland Manila, the Lego store from Manila is on here. It's on the Lego store channel from last year, I think. So yeah, that's nice. But of course, it's Easter break now for everybody as well, isn't it? So I think there'll be a lot of people going away today. I think the airports might be quite busy. The right one? Yes. DJ says 2 weeks. So you're coming over in 2 weeks, are you? So what's that? That's the 15th, 13th? 13th, 12th? So you come in 2 weeks at the weekend? Yeah, they've got a 4-day work week over there at the moment. Yeah. But it's like they've been hit. They got hit the first. They've been hit really hard. So like I said, I know a lot of people that are over there. So what I'm going over there for is it's going to be different now. There'll be lots of food shopping, put it that way. That is going to be my main focus for people when I go over. But we are on step 509. 5010. So the hand on this is tiny. Got little fingers, look. His arms are really skinny. I didn't think Charizard's arms were that. I mean, they move about, but I thought his arms were much more butch than that. I mean, if you look at the size of his legs, he looks like he's like an anorexic T-Rex. I'm sure that's not the case. Oh, you're talking about a 4-day weekend. Oh, of course it is. It's Easter break, isn't it? That's what you were talking about. Yeah, well, you got the double, haven't you? You got Monday. I'm assuming you lot have Friday and Monday off. Ah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I've got the Friday. I'm working. I've got a full day Monday, so I've got Easter Monday. I'm doing a full day. But the Friday, yeah, it's off for me. So there might be between packing a suit, we could do a live stream suitcase pack. That'd be exciting for everybody, wouldn't it? Help me pack my pants. There we go. That's what we could do. We could do that on Friday. You wanted a lengthy live stream, so we could pack a suitcase. Pack a suitcase. But his arm, I'm sure his arms are far too skinny. Far too skinny. Is it just me, or am I correct? So Killian is on the 4th fan on the OG 2015 helicarrier. And I am amazed that in that build, they have left space for a motor and it all gets built in, all gets covered, and then the turbine blades move around. And yeah, it looks great. Well, to be fair, Ultra, what I could do is if I was allowed to and had the battery life, I could literally stream me leaving the house and arriving at the Philippines. And I would imagine it would be about 132-hour adventure. So that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. So Killian's living the dream with the helicarrier. So are you going to keep this one, Killian, or is this going to get bunged off? What's Killian's tactic? Is this going to have its first custom stand made, or are you going build and gone? Look, his arms are so puny. Why did I never notice his arms were so small? What a shame. There's somebody obviously didn't like Charizard. There's no way. The fact that he does the one of his finishers is the Simic toss, where he actually grabs the Pokemon, no problem, spins them around, and then just drops them out the sky. He couldn't pick up a fart with those. But his wrists move, his elbows move, his tail moves, his hips move. The flame's nice. I do like the flame. That does look smart. Ultrabricks has the motorized lighthouse, and Killian has the motor for the helicarrier. So yeah, the lighthouse. Well, you know the story behind that, don't you? So what a set that is. It's still available though, isn't it? Oh dear, hang on. It's on John. We haven't been into John today. Let's have a look at John. Look at John. Hello, John. Lego sets. There it is. That popped up just there. They've still got the nothing is. They haven't started their sale yet. I don't think they're still price matching, but they haven't started their sale. But they price matched the Falcon, so that's dropped back down. That's still there. That is actually cheaper now at George, I think. I've seen that for $190. I think I saw that for. I think. I could be lying. That's obviously dropped down for a price match. That had £50 off, didn't it? So that's buggered off. You got the girthy length. Where's it gone? I thought it was in the 2 mark. Have they taken it off the website? They have, haven't they? I thought it just popped up. Oh, it's there. Is it gone or is it still there? No, it's still there. Currently in stock online. I do like that. But I've got absolutely nowhere that I can put it. So I stay strong. I've not crumbled. But it is a absolute thing of beauty. Right, I've got one more bag to do, and it's just its head. But I'm going to finish it tomorrow because I am freezing. So there's another stream set up for 8. Might be brought forward to 7:30. So just keep your eyes peeled. The chat's open now. But for the next 10 minutes, is there any sets that you guys and girls want to take a look at? Because what we now, we're 10 to 6, so I can just grab some food, and then yeah, we can talk about length. You're looking at the helicarrier stuff, aren't you? So let's get that back up, shall we? No. Yeah, the lighthouse is really very nice. Right, let's get this up. Yes, they've got some really nice display sets about at the moment. I still like the look of this. I think that would be a really nice build. Because this was at Smith's, wasn't it? And it just disappeared. This was £60. I can't believe I missed that. I don't think there's anywhere. I don't think any are left anywhere, are they? What is this? 21060. Oh, it's in Argos. It's moved to Argos. So Smiths have lost. This is what tends to happen. So they've lost it at Smiths, and because it went all the way down, look, £50 as a clearance. Gutted, absolutely gutted. But it is back at Argos. There, look, see, in store, Argos. But it looks like it's just out of stock everywhere. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know what store has. So there's got to be one of these stores that has the a set. Sunderland, Durham, Darlington, Exeter, Llandudno. There, what a place Llandudno is. Swansea, Blackpool, Preston, Blackburn, Liverpool, Bolton, Leeds, Poole, Cardiff, more from Leeds, Hull. Weston-super-Mare has a good brick show. I went to Weston-super-Mare brick show a while back. If there's not a single store that has it, why is it still online, Cribs? Normally there's one place, isn't there? Mary Hill, no. Pass. Yeah, I can't believe it went down so cheap. Which is really, it's a really very good price. Really very good price. Right, poll-wise, 14 votes in. Backtrack, 21% for sale, 29% for day one. The giveaway, 7% for minifigure focused, but 43% was the backtrack and it won. Right, I am going to wrap things up. Keep your eyes peeled from 7:30 onwards. So it is scheduled for 8 p.m. at the moment because I thought might be on here for a little bit longer. But I've now got to the point where I am so cold up here, there's just no point. And the last bag, I'd rather just eat earlier and then maybe start a little bit earlier than kicking things off at 8 o'clock. So just keep your eyes peeled because it'd be anywhere between 7:30 and 8. So I'll catch you all soon. And don't forget, I need to know the major question for the next live stream. Does length matter? I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.